Hello and welcome to another magnificent day at the agency. I'm your magnanimous host, Agent Q, and with me today, our co-host, Yuki.
Hi, Yukikaze.
And special guest, Bruce from the virtual world.
Hi, what's up? I'm Bruce. No, I mean, I do have a channel, but you can just say I'm just whoever, man. I'm just here. What's up?
The general bit. But all right, everybody. For those new here, we are going over the summer anime for the year 2026. Now, to start off with, this is not a full review on what the quality of the show is or how good the shows are. We are here at the start of the season to get a good feel on what you should be watching or putting your time to as an individual and things you like. Now, that being said, we have a special a panel here of people with different tastes and styles. As your main host, I am a massive fan of your mecha and your shonen boys. Let me see you scream for the stars and punch God in the face. Things I tend to bounce away from tend to be your more slice of life, down to earth stuff and more modern day settings. I kind of like my entertainment to not be the real world as much as I can, at least.
Meanwhile, I am very much into, of course, our shared interest of like fantasy isekai trash, as well as I tend to cover more of the like romancy, slice of lifey kind of modern day setting stuff for us. I bounce very, very hard, typically off of anything sports related or like modern day military kind of stuff.
I eat that up. Oh, you also just like villainous stuff too, which I will be covering all. Oh, I forgot to cover one of those. God damn it. All right, and special guest.
P for Gore. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'm a more modern shonen kind of guy, I would say. Like, I really, as much as I loved watching Bleach and all those kinds of shows back when they first aired, if I try to go back and watch that now, I'd like lose my mind on the pacing of that stuff. So the more modern shonens is my type of speed. Also slice of life stuff. Genuinely, I love cozy stuff. Little cozy slice of life type bits, all that kind of stuff. I don't care the setting, I don't care. I like that stuff. It's cozy, it's fun. I don't really care about isekais. They've just been around. There's just too many of them. There's been too many. I'm losing my mind with the isekai genre. I'm over it. And then mechas. I don't know what it is. Something about mechs. It just doesn't do anything for me. I can't get hyped. I wish I could, but I just can't do it. I just cannot do it.
I'm all about the hype.
Don't believe in yourself. Believe in the me who believes in you.
It's such a cool premise, but like every time I watch it, I'm just like, man, I don't care. I don't know why. Something about it.
When this is done, I will recommend and introduce you to a mecha you would probably enjoy.
If I don't, I blame you.
That's generally the premise everyone I talk to goes with. So. But all right, so what we will be doing for this show is we are going over the new shows. What that means, any show that is a sequel, a prequel, or a spinoff is not covered in our listing. The things that do make it accepted to this are full reboots from the original source material, starting from the beginning again. We've seen this recently with Ranma and Fist of the North Star.
And Trigun.
Trigun was, I believe, was like the season before we started, if I remember correctly.
Sure, it's not this season. That was just another example to pop my head as you said that.
Yeah, although different premise with that, which one of the reasons we go over that. The other caveat to that rule is that we've kind of adapted is shows in the same series that are not connected. Things like the new Digimon or Gundam series, which do not have a direct connection to any of their previous material and are just using the basic premise or the name, have been let in. If we do find a connecting point to the previous material, we do not count that because we are stretching our own rules and pushing that. But hard lines do have to be drawn somewhere when everything keeps inching closer to each other, right?
And also the sheer amount of anime that has been coming out, as we've mentioned a number of times. Somehow every season has more anime than the season before it.
I don't understand how. We're almost at 50 shows this season. Once again, this does not count sequels. My God. All right, now what are our rankings, Yuki?
Rankings start all the way up at the top with Must Watch. These are shows that are probably going to be candidates for S tier, if we're being honest. It's the kind of show that, has a ton of buzz about it, is really high quality, is the sort of thing that will probably catch people from even outside their usual genre. And we just recommend that pretty much everybody give this a shot, unless it's just like horribly, horribly outside of what you enjoy.
Yep.
Then we've got 1, 2, and 3 episode. It's important to understand that these are not at all like rankings of quality. These are the number of episodes that we think you need to watch of the show to get a fair understanding of what the show is about, and catch any like major plot twists or anything like that, which will be critical to getting a feel for the actual show. As opposed to maybe a fake out that they started with or something like that. And then finally, we have the skip category. Shows that go into skip are things that we cannot, by any means, recommend to our audience. If something is going in the skip show, it is very likely outright offensive to the senses and or sensibilities. These may be shows that have themes that are just not acceptable in current society, or may just be so visually unappealing that they're actually painful to watch.
Yep. Now, that being said, for each of these things, we will also be going over the trailer that could be found. I know Yuki been having some more trouble. I think we had to go for the German you were telling me this time.
Yeah, so there's a couple where I had to go with either unofficial trailers, or where I had to go with like the French or Spanish Crunchyroll releases of the trailers, because there wasn't a US or English release.
Ugh, French.
Please, Crunchyroll, just release trailers for your shows, I'm begging.
What, you're telling us Sony can fuck up on distribution and selling stuff to you?
What are discs, by the way, guys?
What even is a disc?
What is a disc, honestly?
Oh, have you guys seen their new digital controller?
Yeah, I have. Imagine the buttons. Just imagine that you have buttons. The controller.
But don't worry, haptic feedback will make it feel like real buttons.
Let's go.
All right, that being said, Yuki, what do we got on our first trailer?
All right, we're starting off quote-unquote strong here with a Studio Gohan's production. Always a good sign. The exiled Heavy Knight knows how to game the system. Unrivaled in this, 2 consecutive cores.
This is
Not too excited.
Okay, so this is mine alone, I'm guessing.
I did watch the first episode of this, so I can weigh in a little bit.
Yeah, because, all right, so first thing out of the gate that everyone's going to notice is, this is a studio that's known for the bad CGI. I don't mean like the Baki CGI. I don't mean like the Uncanny Valley CGI. I mean like, oh, we do extraordinary sweeping sweeps with CGI 3D models that look like they should generally be on a PS3. Like, I'll give them, they're both PS2 levels. Like, they're like around PS3 levels.
It's 2.5.
Yeah. But for this show, I will say, model-wise, everything's a lot better than they normally have it. The problem being, the
it's
hair
still
looks
not
like
good.
It's been animated by goddamn AI. Like, their hair has so much movement going on, or something. I don't know what the hell they were going on with this show. But once again, they're back with.
It really feels like one of those things where, like, they just don't know where to devote their resources. Like, they have maybe a really overly enthusiastic director or something like that, but they don't have a team that has the skill to bring the vision to life, and they end up with just a complete mess.
Yeah, but all right, besides the weirdly, it's not like it's not animated badly. It's just overly animated to the point it's not good.
It is animated badly, just not in the usual way.
I don't know. It has a lot of animation for whatever it does.
Yes,
That
it
being
does.
said, we have classic isekai plot of getting born in a fantasy world, getting a class as a tank or a healer, and finding out everybody hates it.
Let's go.
The fact is, this is a genre. No, it is. We cover at least like 4 or 5 of these a year. This is a genre. This is a whole subgenre. And I hate it. I as an MMO player, an online player, I hate. Nobody dislikes the tank. Nobody dislikes the healer.
Well, I don't know about that. If anybody gets blamed for literally anything in MMOs, it's the tank or the healer. All right, DPS are perfect. So I would like to say,
let me rephrase that. When you're forming a party, nobody says, "Oh, fuck tanks and healers. We don't want any of those in here." No one has ever said that when forming a party.
I beg to differ.
That wasn't kicked shortly afterwards. All right. So points positive on this show. While it is discriminating against a tank class, it's not discriminating against tanks in general. So we do have that if you're kind of looking for the power fantasy or the way the systems are set up. The other things that I will say were notable is there isn't a harem aspect to this either. There is, I don't want to say like love interest, because there is practically nothing from him. The main character is, I need my better build. I need to grind. I need my levels. I need to get stronger. Let's go, go, go.
Oh, it's overprepared. I got it.
Kind of, but he also likes to challenge things that he really shouldn't be. But that being said, The Exiled Heavy Knight knows how to game the system is a one and done episode. You know exactly what you're getting into, exactly what it's going to feel like, and except for the cute jester girl, which I could take more cute clown girls. I'm kind of discovered that
what are you about to say? Are you clown girl build? And yep, found out immediately.
Hey, you gotta love that clussy.
Oh, I personally would say this one is almost a borderline skip, but it's like bad in a way that makes it a good hate watch almost, I guess. Like,
the story is fun and good for isekai trash. It's just the animation's really bad, and as we've established before on these streams, I still think Beast Wars looks good.
yeah, now that said, if it does turn out that this is actually AI generated, it's gonna go hard into the skip category for me in the end of year.
Yeah, AAA production. Like, this is like, while the studio's known for being laughed at a lot, this studio has been around for probably at least a decade, if not longer at this point. They have a veteran team of CGI animators and have steadily improved as each show comes out.
And an established
they
bad style.
They had never touched it beforehand, I think. This is all just learning.
Trust me. Their first couple shows are notorious for being the worst CGI shows ever made.
And also among the worst anime ever made.
Nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
Baki takes that from me all the time, so it's gonna be hard to beat.
Oh no, they are objectively worse than Baki. Even with how Baki ruined a classic show, they are still worse than Baki.
They make Berserk 2016 look good sometimes.
That is very impressive.
Yeah, no, Bruce, you are going to see the depths of the trash pits. You've never delved to the bottom before like we have.
Oh, I love dumpster diving. Let's go.
All right, next up we have Black Torch.
Wait, does that say break down the anime?
Enemy,
No, it's an
I think.
enemy.
Oh, enemy, okay. Bruce, I believe this is the one I gave you. If you would like to start.
This one is mine, as it turns out. Yeah, this is oh man, I don't even know how to classify this, if I'm gonna be so real. It's weird. I was talking before stream. This gives me such big God of High School kind of vibes, where I can't tell you everything that's happening in the show, and I feel like there are going to be some really weird twists that just wind up showing up for no reason, or that they're going to skip over something and all of a sudden it's just going to be like an expected knowledge of you somehow. Like it feels very, very bizarre, honestly.
Okay, there's a point I wanted to talk about that really quick, because when I started watching this, I immediately recognized this. This is a mid 2000s, adult, not adult shonen. It's not a seinen, or what the heck you want to call that. But this
Seinen?
is seinen. It's it's a older shonen type. The shows like this were a dime a dozen back then. This is Tenjin Toppa, or it's because it's all that I'm an older high school person and I'm going to be fighting this guy out. It's kind of, the big three back in the day kind of killed this genre, and it's slowly been cropping back up here and there. So it will be interesting to see what it does in that.
It's Code Lyoko. That's the only thing that I got for it. It's Code Lyoko. Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. The characters I feel like are pretty standard, pretty bog standard. Honestly, you got your like cocky, arrogant, strong guy who is taught by a former guy. We realistically, you know, I can tell you right now, it's a 3-episoder because they still haven't even finished really like telling you who all of the characters are. They're still giving us introductions. We're still figuring things out about this. It's like, it's very strange where it feels like they're just kind of like jumping. They're just like jumping around from like a fight scene, which feels very shonen-y in the sense that everybody just teleports behind the other person and then does a big attack. And then whether they live or die is kind of the extent of the fight, is a lot of it. And then there's also, of course, the very strong female chick in the group, which is fine. I like those kinds of characters, but they have very specifically designed her in a way where it's like, I'm the strong female. Don't ever call me like, basically, don't call me a woman. You know, consider me strong. Yeah, don't call me a woman. Don't be that way, you little shit. And then proceeds to immediately get hit with the most jiggle physics I've ever seen in my entire life, and like also has to get rescued by the guys multiple times after she like introduces herself as that. So I was just like, what do you actually want with this character? This is throwing me off. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be it's gonna be a weird one. It's gonna be weird. I'm very curious.
Pre-Sakura kind of style character for female lead. Now, what the premise of the show is, you're following a delinquent who's trained as a ninja who gets possessed by a demon cat consensually, and now is
well, actually not consensually, but yes. And then he was recruited by an agency to fight the monsters, realistically.
Not yokai. Yeah. What did they call them? Like, it's something
Mononoke. Mononoke is like what? There's something similar to that.
Okay.
I don't remember. Mononoke.
Yep. Mononoke is like. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's
yeah. I don't think a 3. Okay, here's the thing. It's like I can tell exactly how this show format's going to go. We're not going to get answers until the last episode. Every episode's going to be more questions. Maybe something gets answered, but opens up 3 more questions, and then a fight scene. This is old shonen. This is old shonen.
It feels that way for sure.
Like this wants to be this is going to be either wrap everything up real quick at the end or 40, 50 episodes. So
yeah, that's pretty fair. I would say at most, I would say 2 episodes. I don't think a 1-episoder would be true to it, because there is a lot of just like, they introduce like the character and sort of a premise, and then episode 2 they actually answer some of the questions of what the hell is happening. So I'd say at most 2 episodes.
Okay, I can agree with that one.
All right, moving along then. Next up, we have Sparks of Tomorrow.
Okay, Spark of Tomorrow. Yeah, this show has stupidly high production qualities for some reason. I don't understand what or how it got that, but it's
threw some Netflix money at it.
Does. Yeah, I was gonna say the animation looked really good for me having no idea what it was. I was like, this is good.
Yeah, it's a side note. We will also try to cover any show or list off any show that isn't on a Crunchyroll, as 90% of these would be normally. So this is our first Netflix show of today. So it taking place in Did it say, is it Kyoto? Okay, that explains a lot. So what we have is an alternate history Japan coming out of the Steam Age into the 21st century with electronics. And the main premise of the show is revolving around family members, friends of an inventor who has died but left his work, the 20th Century Electronics Catalog, a list of high-end inventions and concepts to bring Japan out of the Steam Age and into the Electrical Age.
I believe part of the premise also was that they are in a delayed start to the electrical revolution, where the steam technology has been prevalent for longer than it actually was in the real world.
Yep, we definitely have a steampunk world going on here, and it is interesting to see that electronics bump up against classic style steampunk machinery. That being said, like we said before, though, animation's amazing. Story on this one, I'm okay. I am a little infuriated at some points on it, not because it was bad, but just because the characters you like to hate are really easy to hate, and I'm really. It's like, oh, this is the son of from a rich type industrial family, and he's marrying into this one because they're in debt, and he's forcing them because he wants to get his hands on the catalog. You know, different times, I might have to list for some of these eras, but the biggest problem I'm having with this one is how many episodes I really want to recommend on this one, because one episode is not enough to get into this, and even 3 feels like it's how it's unfolding. There's just so much here. You know, I think we can cut the difference. I'd say 2, you have a fairly good understanding of. Nope, up there, please. Of what you're getting into on this one. But I'm going to be definitely looking a little bit more into this one. I'm kind of ashamed because I put this off to the last second and kind of only caught it this morning, and I'm like, I kind of want to watch more of this right now. But so much shows to watch, so many shows.
Indeed.
All right, what do we got next, Yuki?
Quick note, we might want to pick up our pace on these a little bit because we're at almost 3 o'clock already and we're only like 4 shows in.
Yeah,
It's slightly late start. It's all right, but yeah, we can speed it along.
Always take along too. So
That said, next up, I'm not sure the pronunciation of this, but I believe it's Jadugar, A Witch in Mongolia, a Science Saru production.
The animation's kind of cute.
The Science Saru has gone out of their way and done some really amazing stuff. Like, that is a studio that is now on my, anytime they do something, I want to know what's going on there. That being said, that's another one.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm interested in the show mainly because of that. Like, I know Science Saru has really high quality, but at the same time, this visual style and character design style is definitely not my thing.
Yep. A little piece of me is wondering if they're going for more of a art style that represents the area and the time period they're kind of being in.
That is my understanding, yeah.
Yep, definitely got that vibe, definitely got that feel. That being said, a little bit warnings on this one. This wants to be a much more grounded, realistic era piece. So you will see some darker things in that one. The first couple episodes kind of deal with slavery and other stuff like that right away. Not in the isekai, I'm just going to free. This is like, we're going to talk about actually what this is like and like what you do and why you buy it. It's like it's going to get very detailed. That being said, this is, I don't want to say it's like an instructional or a learning show, but there are a lot of things in this show that are very slow paced, technical. This is a drama historical piece. This is there with kind of like samurai or Vikings or something like that. This is there to get you in the shoes of a woman in the, I probably should, I need to make a list of like when some of these shows are going to be like when I talk about them in their era. And it's Science Saru. The animation's top tier. The storyboarding's good. The only thing I can say is it's a little bit slower paced, it's a little bit slower feeling to it, but there is a lot of good emotional stuff. There's a lot of good storytelling here. That being said, because it's a slow burn, I'd say definitely a 3 episodes on this one.
All right.
Just because so much has to be explained to you. All right, what do we got going next?
Next up, we have Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games. Yeah, the characters in the show started with 4 and jumped to 6.
That makes sense, yeah.
I think a lot of people did that to realize. I was about to say, it's like, why does nobody like 5? I was like, wait, nobody did like 5. Never mind.
No, 5 was not the most enjoyed in the fighting game community.
All right. Feel free to talk about why. Yeah, there it is.
So, this is also a Yuri show, if anyone didn't pick up on that.
Oh, I did not.
It takes place at an all-girls school, and the basic premise is the main character has enrolled in this school after being a huge fighting game enthusiast, and all of her guy friends ended up deciding that they couldn't beat her, so they were just going to start playing like soccer or something instead. And so she kind of like gave up on fighting games and decided to throw herself at something new, which was, interestingly, becoming the most refined lady possible in Japan. So she finds herself enrolled at this school that does not allow games, and ends up hooking up with a couple other girls who are also into Street Fighter, coincidentally, and they form kind of a secret club where they make a little fort out of a bunk bed at night and play fighting games all night long.
Base, let's go.
This show is extremely technical. They definitely, not only got the real licenses for the game, but they definitely know their stuff. Like, if you're a fighting game enthusiast, this is 100% a show for you. And if you're the kind of Yuri enthusiast who can enjoy a Yuri show that probably isn't going to actually have any kissing or anything like that, and is going to be riddled with, like, all-girls school tropes, then this would also be the anime for you.
Then you're into something really highly specific if you're looking for that blend, but boy, do we have you this season.
Uh-huh.
You'd be surprised how often we find shows like that.
It's so funny. The very specific, if you're into Yuri, and also if you happen to love fighting games, then boy, do we have a show for you.
I mean, honestly, if you're into either of those things, it'll be the show for you. But if you're into both of them, man, is this going to be your obsession. The show itself is very high quality, too. It's not just the fighting game portions. The animation's all very pretty. Character designs are great. I think, honestly, you probably just need the 1 episode to really get a feel for this show.
That figures.
All right, then.
All right. Next up we have Though I Am an Inept Villainess.
I fucking really... That looks a lot better than I thought it was going to actually be.
I mean, visual-wise, it's honestly quite nice.
Visuals look good.
Yeah, this is like one of the 6 shows that slipped the net this season for me.
Yeah, I did have this down as something that I was going to watch if I had time, but of course I didn't.
Yep. Which is going to be the problem here. All right. Why don't we kind of throw these in the skip a lot of the time, but what do you want to do with this one? Because I really feel bad about doing that to this one.
Yeah, I don't know where to throw it. I almost feel like we need a question mark category rather than skip for stuff that we just didn't watch.
Yeah, let's add this. Let's add a roll. Let's add a roll for this. We can do this on the fly. Like
unwatched or something at a question mark or something like that.
Unwatched, because normally the stuff that falls into skip, it's generally because we take one look at it like, oh, this looks like absolute ass, and it generally is. This is just, we're on full overload this season, even with help.
100%. All right. In that case, next up we've got Rich Girl Caretaker.
It's me, your boy. I've been watching Rich Girl Caretaker. That's right.
I watched a bit of it too. But if you've, sounds like you might have watched more than I have. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Yeah, I watched all 3 of it. Actually, I didn't get to watch the last 2 episodes, but yeah, I got to watch all of it. I surprisingly actually really like the show. I think this is probably one of the ones that I got. This is probably this one actually might be my favorite, honestly. It's just a good like little rom-com type of show. The whole premise of it, as you saw in the trailer there, is very much so guy's parents skipped out on him because they're like gambling addicts and cheap, and then
stole all his money.
Yeah, stole all his money too. And then he happened to come across a rich girl, and he was like gonna give her wallet back, and then she gets kidnapped, and he gets kidnapped with her. And then she winds up liking him a lot and becomes her caretaker, and then lives in like her mansion and stuff. And she's giga rich, and then it's just kind of like his adventures being a guy just trying to make it through the rich and popular kids school. But it's had some pretty good rom-com vibes to it. It definitely, the longer the show goes on, the more I'm like, oh, this is going to turn into a harem, isn't it? Like, in a way.
Oh, for sure.
Harem-y, but,
no, just the opening theme song tells you it's going to be a harem.
Yeah. It very much so fits that vibe, but I've still enjoyed it, honestly. It's been a while since I've watched any of those kinds of shows, so for me, this is a one-episoder. Like, you know what you're getting into in episode 1. They explain the premise right away. They just kind of drop you right into it, and then it's just kind of like, from the rest, you fill it in. It's a very simple and easy show to just watch, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I should say I give it credit for this or not, but this is the kind of show where you will expect that nothing's actually going to develop between the two main characters, literally under threat of death or bodily dismemberment. They straight up tell the main character that they will cut his dick off if he does anything with this girl who is sleeping in his bed.
True. Also, shout out to Dio. When Dio gives you a threat, you better listen because he's coming for you. But yeah, it's surprisingly fun, seemingly for what it is. So I'm actually pretty excited to see what the rest of it has to offer. But yeah, we'll see if anything actually happens. My suspicion is that she's going to be really into him, but he's going to be too scared to do anything.
Oh, I mean, she's already, tried to hint that she wants to marry him in, the first 2 episodes, so...
Yeah, it's true. That did immediately happen.
Yeah. That said, also, a quick note on animation. It's about what you expect for this genre. It's a little bit above, the rote par, especially in that they actually bothered to, change up the animation style for the characters and stuff a little bit from time to time. But It's nothing super impressive.
Yeah, it does what it needs to. It doesn't look bad by any means. It doesn't blow me out of the water, but I think it fits right in for the vibe I feel like that they're going for with the show. I think it looks good animation wise. It's fine.
It's serviceable.
It's serviceable.
All right. Next up is Oh Boy, Was I Wrong About Her?
Everything sounds like it's underwater.
To go back and listen to it. Yeah,
I've been back and looked under it. It sounds very underwater. Anyway, hi, it's me, your boy again. I am also watching Oh Boy, Was I Wrong About Her? That's also
as am I. But I'll let you take the lead.
You've also been watching. Anyway, Oh Boy, Was I Wrong About Her? Very classic childhood friend becomes a cute girl, and you re-encounter her after you lived in the farmland for God knows how long.
Specifically, childhood friend that was mistaken by everybody as a boy.
As a boy, that's right. And then now you're like, oh wait, she's actually a cute girl. So, yeah, I don't know. It's the other premise is that she prefers to be that rough around the edges farm girl, but she doesn't. She puts on a fake act to try to be more proper, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't really have very many notes for this.
Masking for sure.
She is. I feel like I don't have a ton of notes about it. It felt very bog standard animation wise, everything wise. It felt so bog standard. This is another one episoder to me because you know immediately what you're getting into. Literally, they introduce the characters. You see her in the classroom, and I'm just like, yep, I know what this is. I don't know if there's going to be more that develops later, but for the time being, this is a one episoder to me. I don't know about you, Yuki.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. I will say that this leans so heavy into this particular tomboy metamorphosis trope that it could just as easily be mistaken for or used as an analog for the trans femme experience, which I found interesting about the show. But
that's kind of true.
Yeah. Other than that, like, not a whole ton to add there. I do like the relationship that like the character has with the sister of the main character as well. I think that's very cute. But yeah, uh, probably one episoder. Yeah, I don't think you're not going to get a ton of surprises in this show.
I agree.
And with that, we have up next Goodbye, Lara. Alright, did anyone actually watch this?
Yep, no, this one was mine.
Oh,
So
okay.
what we have is a Japanese retelling and slash sequel to The Little Mermaid, as in the original book, not the Disney show movie. Which first off I want to say, by God, the animation on this is absolutely that. Oh, what would you does anyone here better describe like that Disney storybook style movie animation that anime used to have like in the 90s and 80s?
Oh.
I don't have a word for
um,
it, but I know what you're talking about.
I say I know what you're on about. I don't have. Yeah, I got nothing on the.
Yeah, I was
official
trying to figure
word.
out a better way to describe that. It's for some odd reason Sega keeps coming to mind for some reason. I don't know why.
Get Sonic's feet out of your mind.
Yeah. Come on, I'm an egg guy, but go Billy Hatcher.
Egg.
That being said, so animation and it manages to keep that like movie level. Well, there's a lot of things that have movie level quality this season. It's really weird. That being said, we besides that, we get a secondary fish out of water because while the whole premise of the Little Mermaid getting tricked by the witch, going to land, falling in love, getting turned on by her lover, and then turning into sea foam is the first 5 minutes is a recap of the original book, which we get. Yep. Which, it's kind of interesting to see somebody take off the original story, not the Disney bit on that one. That being said, then the story fast forwards to her getting reincarnated. Let's go 400 years later, I want to say 200,
200,
maybe.
I believe it was.
Okay, yeah, into modern day Japan, where she has to find her true love this time to help save all the other mermaids.
Oh my God, it is an isekai.
Yeah, well,
strictly speaking, The Little Mermaid is an isekai to begin with.
I've never thought of the Little Mermaid as isekai slop. I can't believe it. My whole premise has been turned upside down.
Or you can count it what most people originally called it, a fish out of water story.
Yeah, it's the fish out of water. Oh my God.
That being said, you were telling me this was a lot of this is a heavy Yuri themed show. You were trying to tell me some people were saying it wasn't.
Yeah, apparently there's a section of the community that is vehemently insisting that this show is not a Yuri show, despite the original creators outright saying it's a Yuri show, and it having all the hallmarks and tropes associated with a Yuri show, including, but not limited to, a box cover that has the two female leads together, hands intertwined, with a foreground of blossoming, shining, sparkling flowers. That is more Yuri than if they were actually having sex.
They were just roommates, bro. Don't get it twisted.
I mean, I think they are technically roommates in this too. But yeah, no, it's a very interesting dynamic. Both characters, the mermaid princess Laura is shy, doesn't know what she's doing, incredibly inept at most things she does, and it has that kind of cute, clumsy goofball feel to it. And the other main love interest is the rising star of her school's boxing club.
Girl things.
I mean, it's doing the tomboy goddamn trope right in a more modern day. It's like, no, she's
listen,
like
someone has
stuff.
to be the top in the relationship, okay?
It's not gonna be me.
But
what?
That being said, I think we have another 2 episode 1. Episode 1 is a lot of backstory setup and premise. 2 is where things start really rolling around. Not the girls yet, but I
Girls
will
episode rolling around.
say that the one other interesting aspect is the evil witch is the pet fish of the love interest in this one too.
Interesting.
Because yeah, a little story for going on, but it looks like maybe some of the stuff going on screwed her over too. So,
Huh. All right. Well, next up we have Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky.
yeah, no, you do good, Yuki. I get mad at the studios, not you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, your boy. I also have been watching Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky.
Fancy that. Me too.
Wow, crazy.
I probably should have coordinated a little bit better with you to get these right with him too.
Probably might have asked me or checked the list.
We're about to say what the fuck. We're watching all the same things.
Yeah, which yeah, I think I did send you the list of shows I sent to Bruised.
Did you take that on?
Did
you
you?
take that on as like the list to instead also watch? That'd be funny.
No, I don't know that I ever actually got the list of shows for Bruise.
I think I meant to send it and I just never hit enter. God damn it.
All right, well, anyway, hey, Yuki, you and I, we could yap about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Man, this is, I guess it is a drama. It's so strange to me. Okay, I very quickly, I have to talk about this because it was one of the funniest things to me. And maybe it's just a thing because I'm American and this is so much more normal out here. Anyway, the main premise is the main love interest, the main girl, is blind. And so it's eventually about this kind of listless guy who like doesn't want to really draw attention to himself, and he's kind of a loner, and he's kind of socially awkward and stuff. It's about him like kind of working up the courage and starting to like help her and like talking with her and all that kind of stuff, and they go out and do stuff. But one of the things that's really funny to me is she calls herself visually handicapped in one of the episodes. And he goes, wow, she can just say she's visually handicapped with such ease. I could never tell anybody that I was raised by a single mother. And I was like, that's your holdup, my man? That's your holdup out of everything? Like, she's literally blind. Why are you in your own ass so hard about this shit? It's actually insane to me. But that was something that just made me laugh, because I was like, that's just not that just doesn't matter out here. Like, you can just say that anytime and nobody will blink an eye.
No, that's a very much Japanese culture thing. Like, even showing a person that, like, you'll see like a lot of video games stuff. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, if you see like the Future Trunks arc where Gohan's supposed to be missing an arm, they have to put the arm back in because having a character that has a missing limb is considered to be too mature for video games.
That's so weird. Yeah, it's strange. It's kind of interesting in a way because they do also show like a lot of the ways that like Japan has technology or like ways to help people who are blind, and like kind of like put you into that perspective of somebody who's blind but did initially have sight. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those shows where it's like sometimes I can't tell how the show wants to take itself. It's listed as a drama romance. I get the romance part of it, and I have not got like literally any of the drama yet, but I guess that's just because it's the first couple episodes. So,
well, part of the drama is actually like the internal dialogue introspection going on within the main character all the time, I think.
Yeah, it is.
The drama isn't an external drama, it's an internal one.
He's fighting himself.
Yeah, and with that in mind, he's pretty autistic coded when you come down to it.
Yeah.
And you know, he's definitely wrestling with a lot of those like kind of internal demons, and clearly has a lot of trouble adapting to like the way he's supposed to act in culture, and you know, puts a lot of his effort into maintaining a low profile, partly so that he doesn't have to do that as much, like trying to mask as little as he needs to. So, and I think that's relevant to like the part about the single mother thing as well. Like, it's just a matter of like, he would have that much trouble sharing anything that was like an intimate part of his life with somebody else, or that could be you know, misconstrued or looked down upon by society. But that aside, animation in this I want to touch on briefly is like probably slightly above par for this kind of show. It's good. It's decent. The backgrounds in particular are very detailed. But I want to point out that Crunchyroll is committing kind of a sin here, in that, as far as I can tell, they are releasing this show that is very much a, like, blindness, visually impaired representation show, and they are not dubbing it for that audience.
No, that's true. I didn't even think about
Oh, God damn it.
Actually, so true. I didn't even think about that.
Please, Crunchyroll, get your shit together.
That's so funny. I didn't even think about it. Oh my god, you're so right. You're so absolutely right. They
People who
don't.
can't
Very
see
funny.
can't read subtitles, Crunchyroll.
Do they don't have braille subtitles yet, dude? Come on, give it the technology.
Haptic screens. They're
Let's
coming.
go.
Sony's going to make them. Why?
Yeah, let's go, Sony.
All digital
Thanks.
subtitles.
Sony, who also owns Crunchyroll.
All right.
Oh, sorry. I guess realistically, probably another one episode. I think they very quickly just kind
Yeah.
of throw you into it. They introduce it very quickly, and you start doing stuff.
At most, it would take 2 episodes just to, like... The first episode is just so much about, like, the initial party where they meet. Second episode,
Yeah.
you start to really get more of a feel for them actually interacting with each other.
Yeah.
Also,
I guess that's true. You
um,
can put her at 2. That's probably better.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I am 99% sure, at least the second time that she knocked over her cane, she did that on purpose.
Oh, I'm also very certain that was the case. She's already so into him. They've had like 2 interactions by that point, and she's already so into him. I was like, okay.
Alright, next up we have the Insipid Prince's furtive grab for the throne. Alright, this one I did cover. I'm not sure. I'm guessing you probably did too, Agent.
I got a bit of it. I didn't get. I think I got to episode 2, and I don't.
okay.
Honestly, I do not remember much of it.
I'm pretty much caught up on this one. So, this one is, I don't think, actually an isekai, if I remember
Yeah, I was
correctly.
gonna try to remember that. It's like,
It
wait, was
feels
this an
like it
isekai?
should be an isekai, but it's not technically. Instead, the main character is super overpowered because his grandfather's disembodied spirit, who is still researching the ancient magic that tore his soul from his body, taught him how to use illegal ancient magic that was made illegal because of what happened to his grandfather.
Okay, I missed that. Yeah, I was watching this brain dead at the time. That's why I don't remember too much of it, and it just could not grab me.
Yeah, this is just like your pretty bog standard fantasy trash. I don't think we need to say a lot about this show. The animation's nothing impressive. The plot is nothing impressive. The characters are nothing impressive. It's probably a 1-episoder.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting on that one. It wants to be edgy, like it wants to wear the coat of the edgy dark fantasy shows, but it's not realistically.
I mean, the main character is very edgelordy, but the show itself is not edgy.
Yeah.
Alright, next up we have the World's Strongest Rearguard. Alright.
Anyway,
So, with regards to your earlier question, basically people are just being, like, mass isekai'd into this world. Like, he's part of a whole busload of people, including his co-workers, that all die, and they just, like,
On a bus.
they just throw all of them into this isekai world at the same time. And he's the only one of them who just stays dressed in a suit. The rest of them all get, like, proper gear and shit. But not him.
so weird.
Oh yeah, no, this is bog standard isekai, overpowered.
Harem.
They-
Definitely can't
yeah,
forget the harem.
Oh hell
yeah,
yeah!
the only thing I'm giving this credit for is it doesn't go through the trope of, oh hey, you're playing a tank or a healer. Well, get fucked. Who wants those in a party? Which once again, I hate that trope. I hate that trope so much.
I do need to throw out there as a content warning, the main character, the guy, does technically get essayed within the first couple of episodes by his harem.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And he owns a slave. Um,
A willing slave, but a slave nonetheless.
yeah.
Consent is all that matters, I hear, anyway, so
Uh,
that works.
And she doesn't have a soul, technically, so there's that, for whatever that's worth.
or can speak.
Doesn't sound like much of anything, then. It just sounds like you have a golem. That's like saying a necromancer is a slave owner. Wait a second.
She's horny, but...
Oh, very. All
My
right.
girl.
Next up, we have Henari-san, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. Still wants to fight in the next life. I think it's Hana Ori.
All right, is this just a mine?
No, I'm pretty caught up on this one too.
All right, it's because I'm going to say we have a reverse isekai, roughly, kind of, which...
Rom-com.
I mean, we're...
Roughly, kind of, I guess.
Well, okay, so it's the classic hero and dark overlord getting reborn in a modern world, only it turns out it's not a regular modern world. There are magical girls fighting off evil aliens at the same time, too, they later find out.
I love the fact that you started that sentence with the classic.
That's my favorite classic right there. The subgenre with like one other one, which would be the
Well, no, I meant to the fantasy world of hero fighting the evil Dark Lord. Like the world they come from.
I see.
And there's also recreators. There's a handful of reverse isekai. They aren't like there's more than the more you count on your hands, I think.
I can think of about 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah. That being said, I'm really loving this. The former demon lord is kind of just a chill guy. He doesn't really want to do much. Like, you know, I did all that. I'm good.
He literally just wants to be a neat.
He does so bad. Don't we all? Don't we all? Or the hero, on the other hand, is what is that? What is it Shonen syndrome or?
No. Oh, geez, I know what you're talking about. They call it sometimes 8th grade syndrome when they're translating it.
Middle schooler syndrome, or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about being a chuny.
Yeah, Chunibyo.
Yep.
She is that. She is that, and possibly either hates the former overlord so much she's kind of turned it into love, or doesn't realize she's kind of in love with him, because I think that's obvious to everyone, even but her.
Although I'm not sure it counts as Chunibyo if you actually have the powers that you are fantasizing that you have.
Nah, it still counts. It's all the same.
Yeah, no, she has that aura to her through it. Even her friends are like, God, the fact that nobody's called her out on that is utterly surprising.
It's a mindset, and she's rocking the mindset.
Yep. Anything else you gotta say, Yukiana?
Animation is okay. I think some of the monsters were some meh CG. But at the very least, the characters are very entertaining. So it's worth checking out for that, even if some of the other elements might not grab you as much.
Yep. God, I can't remember if when the plot got going. Was that episode 1 or 2?
Well, I mean, the hero shows up in episode 1, but I think you have to go at least episode 2 for him to, like, start as the teaching job, and that's where we start getting most of the rest of the characters showing up and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing to note. The Overlord isn't just another high school student. He's the teacher. So your evil Overlord is your homeroom teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I really do wonder how he managed to go from total NEET to high school teacher.
He probably had the degree and was just like, I should probably go look for a job.
Like, we're forced to assume that's the case, yeah?
Yeah, we don't know too much, but yeah, I'll think a good 2 episodes on this is good. All right, what do we got going next, Yuki?
Next up, we have Mebius Dust.
All right, so you remember how I was saying, like, what was it? Black Torch felt like a 2000s older shonen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This feels like a 2000s younger, like mid-age shonen. This is another show closer to S-Cryed, K, or possibly Air Gear.
Yeah, there was
God.
one that used to air on Cartoon Network that this felt a lot like. I can't remember what it was called.
But yeah, so you have your classic, oh, this big disaster happened. This area of the city, these certain areas are closed off. People still live there. And if they live there, they develop powers, but are outcast and can't leave. But they've formed gangs that compete for territory. But it's friendly. It's not violent. It's... I was trying to describe the generic setup, but it's like that's really is the plot of this one. It's so generic because it's the upcoming team who has the kid who doesn't feel like he's good, but it's really a closed ace. He just has to get confidence in himself, and
Yep.
everybody's got their unique individual power, but there's the shady research organization that's manipulating them and giving them things. But there's also the secret dark team, which has all the crazy powerful people who are extremely violent. And God, I feel like I'm describing like 6 different shows right now that I've seen before.
I also just felt like as soon as you started describing that, I was like, I've seen so many shows that could fit that title, man.
Yeah, and this is not doing anything good. It doesn't help that the main character, who's like the really good ace and all that, his power's precognition.
He's bruh.
Well, it's like when you're up against the guy who has like the finger guns, or has like the Medusa hair, which not
I mean,
the snakes,
if Gundam
but
has
the
taught us
control
anything,
hair.
it's that being a new type is a huge advantage.
True.
Yeah.
Just because I'm looking at this, and I'm sorry, this is gonna be a break of it, but looking at just watching Yuki's screen, like in their stream, the top video on her right side just being fat, loud, and very opinionated is so funny to me. While we're talking about all of these anime shows,
Oh, yeah.
just looking over and seeing that video, it just fucking got me, dude.
Yeah, the audience can't see that. It's clipped off.
Yeah, but it was just so funny.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it's me. Let's go. So
Yep.
funny.
Little peeking behind the curtain there.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, we can move on or whatever. That's just
Yeah, no, that's
that tickled me.
what I say is that's kind of the problem I'm having with this one. This isn't offensive enough to be a skip or anything, but this is the B grade show from the early 2000s that everyone kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that. Was it any good?
Not really.
And yeah, like I said, everything. My mind always goes into was it Tenjo Tango? Like that's the one my brain always goes back into.
I've never even heard of that one.
I will send it to you later. But all right, what do we got next, Yuki? Because this is one. You know what you're getting right off the gate here. There's nothing deeper, guys.
All right, next up we've got Victoria of Many Faces. I did not get a chance to watch this one. Did anybody see this?
Nope.
Cool.
Unwatched it is. All right.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there is stuff slipping between. Also, Yuki, I did send you a little cap on that one for what the show I was talking about was.
I did see that,
Correctly.
and that character style looks very familiar, but I don't believe I've ever seen that show before.
Here, let me send it to Bruce real quick. And for anyone curious, I was going to try to pull this up on something, but the audience can try to remember.
Yeah, I've never seen that, but those characters look like some of that. That is like such an era of characters right there.
Yep. All right.
Next we've
skipping
got
that.
the Oblivious Saint can't contain her power. I feel like there's an increasing, like, trashy romance novel genre within anime lately.
Oh yeah, no, this is a not isekai, but fantasy show of the somewhat Cinderella style. Hold the thoughts up, you're both having about that. show of, oh, I'm a noble woman, but I'm really not good at anything I do, or I'm really weird, or something like that. Then also finds like the weird prince duke or something who also sees, well, how good she is, gets along really well, and kind of comes out of her flower while also discovering the sacred superpower that only she has.
Yeah. It's very much like a middle school girl's fanfic self-insert.
Yep, which we've seen quite a few on the later seasons recently. Like it's not become repetitive enough. I'm like just rolling my eyes every time I see it now. But it's one of those, oh hey, it's this one again. Like they always have like silver or gray hair. They always have like deep blue or ruby eyes. It's like they even have like the character type down every time. And it's just a little weird.
All right. Well, I didn't
But-
actually watch this one myself, so I don't know where to place it.
Yeah, I will say episode 2 on this one because you don't get to meet the episode 1 feels very Cinderella-y in the sense of like, you know, discarded noble. You meet the prince in the second episode, you start seeing what's going to happen, you start seeing the plot that's going on, what's going to bit, and it very much feels like, oh, this is going to be into this show because it's going to be, oh, her powers were so good just by being around in her kingdom. It was keeping like all the monsters at bay. The crops were growing better. It's like she is just such like a vessel of whatever their nondescript god is. That like he blesses the kingdom, the area she lives in.
Uh-huh. Worship the ground she walks on.
Yeah, well, it tries. They're also trying to be a little bit political. And it's like, oh, why does everyone like hate her? It's because her sister is the better at court, and it's like why does her sister do this? It's like, oh, because their mother died giving birth to her, and she hates her for that. And it's like there's a lot. The details of these shows are always what make them stick out, and this one so far has had some really good on what they do for that. The world's better thought out. The relationship everyone has is better thought out, and nobody just feels like, oh, it's just because, or oh, it's. Everything is building off this one. So it's generic, but it's that refined good. Like it's like you bought the symphony bar, not the regular Hershey bar.
All right. So next up we've got the Ogre's Bride review. Ogre's Bride? I think this one's really just the Ogre's Bride. I don't know why they put the word reveals in here.
Did anybody else get a chance to watch this one?
I caught the first episode.
Wasn't on my list.
Animation-wise, it's like the character designs and stuff are pretty alright, I guess. Like, you're not gonna get a lot of, like, high-fidelity action scenes or anything, though. This is...
The story of a girl?
Technically. I don't know. It's a very specific shoujo. I guess it would be shoujo.
Because this feels
Genre.
like the obligatory, the innocent girl who gets married into the Yakuza or the demon family or something paranormal. And it's like he has to get used to like a much darker world.
But also, this is another Cinderella story.
Hey, bye. How's it
Why are there
going?
so many? Why are there so many?
Well, there's at least one more this season. One that actually has, like, that in the name, almost.
Bruh.
Yeah. I don't really have a lot to say about this one. It's, if you're into the type of show that's driven almost entirely by the Bishi guy saving the main character princess style, then this is your genre. Otherwise, you're probably going to want to give this one a pass.
Yep. All right. So are we on one episode then, or is this another two?
I'll let you decide because I've only seen the first episode. So if there's something I've missed...
Oh, I haven't watched this. Like, we are going specifically
Oh,
on what
okay.
you have.
In that case, I think probably one episode will get you there with this one. If I had to guess, there's probably not any big surprises.
right then.
All right. Next up, we have Ushiro no Shomen Kamui-san. Yeah, historically we didn't include Ocean Vale shows. I forgot we were including some of those this time.
Yeah. Which we'll get to that when we get to that. But all right. I never caught this one. How about you, Yuki?
No, not at all.
Bruce, was this one of the ones I gave you?
Nope.
Damn it.
Batting 1,000.
Got nothing.
Hey, we're out of almost 50. We have 3 we've missed.
So far.
We'll get
Yeah.
there.
Like I said, I think there's 6 in total.
Alright, next up we have, I think, our only new high dive show this... No, wait, there might be one more, the dancing one. But this is a high dive original. The Forsaken Saintess and her foodie road trip in another world.
これが私のもう一つのスキル。
Alright, did anyone else catch any of this one?
Nope.
Okay. I only caught the first episode so far. I think that's probably all you need to catch to know whether this is going to be the show for you or not. It's honestly above par for this season, though. The animation is pretty decent looking. It's cute, it's cozy, and it doesn't take itself very seriously, so it's easy to forgive all the, like, weird plot inconsistencies and stuff like that. And
Okay, yeah, because
keep that concise.
yep, it looked very much like isekai, all right, fantasy creatures and food porn.
Yeah, and I mean, they've got an adventuring party.
Yay.
Oh,
all
but
right.
it is one of those things where they accidentally summon 2 people to the world, and one of them has like the good skills, so the other one immediately gets kicked out and left to like die and fend for herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, next up we've got Grow Up Show, Sunflower Circus. Okay, to start with, I need to be extremely clear about something. The little blonde-haired girl with the top hat is the only adult in this entire cast.
Classic.
Yep, that's what I got to figure out, because it's like I only caught the first episode, but they were very she was very cagey about what her age was and did not want to say it. I was like, oh,
yes.
she's a lot older than she looks.
Yeah, she's definitely like in her late 20s or 30s at least. Anyway, this show has, like, honestly some quite nice animation for the most part. The only gripe I really have on that front is the transition to when they're, like, on the trapezes, as they tend to switch to 3D CGI models for that, which probably aren't that noticeable to your average viewer. They're honestly a couple cuts above par for that kind of thing. But for me personally, it's pretty noticeable and kind of jarring for me. This is a Yuri cute girls doing cute things show. A content warning, you are going to get some underage nudity in this show, not like full frontal or anything like that, but like bath scene kind of stuff. Do be aware of that going into it. Yeah. And also, this is another scumbag parent show, where the main character's father has left her saddled with his debt.
Sold her to the circus.
Literally sold her to a different circus. Yeah. But if a well-animated, cute girls doing cute things, vaguely Yuri show sounds like your thing, this'll be the show for you. I think you really only need 1 episode to decide on this one.
Yep, that's kind of where I was. Like, the minute I watched episode 1, I knew exactly what the show was going to be. It's like, oh, this is going to be... Yuki is going to watch this one way or the other, I imagine.
You know, this is one of the shows I've actually watched the least of the shows that I've watched. Just because I personally was a little bit on the fence about whether or not I enjoy the show because of the setting. The setting is just not really for me.
Yep, it's also a 1950s show, which 1950s show set in 1950s Japan is highly unusual.
Yeah, it's a weird era. And part of my gripe about it is that the characters all feel very modern, and there was really no reason why they needed to set it in the 1950s.
I do know. It's like that's when the circus craze was at its peak still.
I
Just because,
guess, yeah. But I don't know. It just like they didn't bother keeping consistent with the era, and that tends to bother me.
You wanted to use the era for a very specific set of reasons, and then none of the other ones.
Yeah. Alright, next up we've got Please Excuse My Younger Brothers. I'm pretty sure that's the sister.
時々甘えてこないでよこのシスコ
Okay, so there is a sister.
Yeah.
There's two sisters.
Ah, okay.
There's the existing sister and the stepsister that came into the family,
Ah,
who is the protagonist.
ah.
I've not watched this. This is just what I got from the preview.
Bruce, tell me this is one of the ones I gave you.
Nope.
Damn it.
I think I've literally got two more, and one of them is going to be on the Adult Swim section.
Yeah, I'm just kind of hoping because I don't remember what I gave you at this moment, other than like that particular one.
Nope.
All
Okay,
right.
so yeah.
Well, next up we've got Thunder 3. Yeah, so this is another Netflix series. And I'll throw out there that if not for the animation, I probably would have been interested in the concept behind this one.
Animation's
Yeah, okay.
like strange.
Okay, there is a reason for that, and I'm going to talk about that one because this is one of the most unique premises for a show I've seen in a while. Okay, so your basic concept of the show follows three friends who kind of this young middle school boys who just kind of are living their best life in a day-to-day slice of life gag comedy manga with the annoying little sister that the main guy doesn't quite like but still kind of run to because it's my baby little sister. Then one day while the boys are kind of looking at a dirty mag they got in the mail or something, their sister falls through the TV into a modern adult, not adult, but like a mature shonen anime series about fighting aliens, and all the brothers follow them through the TV. To which then they basically make a Superman comparison saying like, oh, we all have like superpowers here and are nigh invulnerable. You see the 5-year-old girl tank like a bunker busting missile to the face and just sneeze. So yeah, you get to see a bunch of slice of life gag comedy characters in a science fiction dark shonen show.
It's unleashing Looney Tunes characters into a shonen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. They'd give them all powers similar to Goku. And the biggest thing for the art style differential is it's very much like, oh, these are gag manga characters in that art style done up into what would be a real world style or a mature shonen, and it's if this had a better animation, it would be amazing visually.
Oh, that's exactly my thing, right? Like,
yeah.
had they gone a different direction with it and like really played up the different types of animation style and everything with quality animation, it would be astounding.
Yeah, but not everything can be to be Hero X, unfortunately. That being said, this is probably a 2-episode. I don't believe they go into the powers and what the other world is until that. The first episode is very much just kind of like, oh, this is a gag slice of life anime, and then everything shifts. I'm curious to see where it goes, but man, the animation's going to keep a lot of people out of this one, and I don't blame them. This is hard for me to watch, and I can deal with bad animation. This is tough. But all right, Yuki, what do we got next?
All right. Next up, we have The World is Dancing, our other new high dive show for this season. And from what I understand, the main character is also male.
Oh, an anime that's purposely trying
hot.
to let you misgender the character.
Yo, we love traps.
Oh, there's gonna be more of that later.
Hell yeah, we love traps.
Incidentally, traps are considered an offensive term these days.
What?
Yeah.
There's nothing offensive about being a trap. What?
It's
Lame.
considered something that is a slight against the transgender community.
Oh, boo. There's nothing slight about it.
Well, the waist.
Fine. Now I have to adjust everything. I'm such a fucking chud.
All right, I didn't catch this one. Yuki, did you catch this one?
Not at all.
God.
Let's go. Another for the list.
Oh, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at 5. So we're not doing awful out of. We're above 30. We're above. We're still at a key ranking. We want to grade it. So.
Alright, next up
So
we've
far.
got I became a legend after my 10-year-long last stand. Wanna take any
Hell
guesses
yeah.
about what kind of show this is?
I always want to say the hole is weird, but at the same point, it's like, yeah, no, I'm 100% there. Like, take me to the beach, take me to the. It's like, oh yeah, I
I just
dig a
wanna-
hole.
I wanna dig a
We're
hole.
digging a hole.
Grab a shovel.
There's
dig
a reason
hole.
for the success behind a game about digging a hole.
Yeah.
You
Time
know,
to dig a
all the
hole.
autistic people were on that one.
Dig a hole. Anyway,
all right.
which one of you guys watched that? It wasn't me.
I'm caught up on it.
Yep, no, I like this. This is fantasy trash, 110%.
Shockingly, I think not isekai.
Nope, it is not. This is straight fantasy trash.
It is. I can't believe it's not isekai.
That is an I can't believe it's not kind of situation. What?
Did they have like screens and levels of this show too, or?
They certainly have like a. I mean, literally, one of the characters in the preview there was a guild master. So
Yeah,
they've got like the very stereotypical video game system in that regard, with like A through F rank adventurers and all that.
Yep. All right, let me do basic premise. Guy, as said in the title, guy does a heroic last stand to let his friends survive so they can rally the troops later after they defeated the demon lord. Only because of he's a magic and using drain touch and other such things, he's able to hold out for a surprising 10 years until the demon lord resurrects, and then he solos him himself this time. And leaves and goes catch ups with his friends, and then it's like, oh, let's get life back underway and let me live it. Because
Oh, no.
I'm also
Minor correction: they weren't going for help. They knew they would not be able to come back.
yeah, true. I will give you that. And now it's is it living? You want to say it's living his trying to live his new best life, or is it just?
He's just going full
Adventuring.
power fantasy. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Not to mention he's getting the harem of girls that are the proper age to be his daughter, even though he looks younger than he is.
Yeah, he's attracting people who are around the age of his current body.
Yeah, which is always a little weird.
That is always a strong.
Thanks for dropping me.
Shared chat.
Yeah, you did.
God damn it. Yeah, that being said, this is straight up, I'm incredibly overpowered and all, and like the hero say and all this, and I'm just going to kind of go on an adventure, and then I'm going to kind of pick up a not harem because we're not old enough to show that, but all these girls are going to really, really, really be into me. Oh, wait, this is my best friend's daughter who thinks I'm younger than her? Yeah, that's all good.
Well, technically, at first she thinks that he's secretly her dad's love child, and then she thinks that he's secretly her dad's lover.
Based.
It's very good. Anything you want to add to Yuki?
Not Not really. This honestly, we probably gave this one too much time already for what it is. It's your. I can't believe it's not isekai trash. I would actually say this is probably a 2-episode show because almost the entire first episode is spent in the portal where he fights the Demon King. It's not until episode 2 that you even meet any of the other characters, really.
Yeah, no, you're right on that. I forgot. I figured that was like the pre-episode thing, but I was like, no way, they actually spent a whole episode on the premise there. Yeah, which I will say, it's standard junk food, but it's decently done junk food. It's nothing awful about it, at least.
Yeah, no, it's kind of your go-to snack for the season.
Yep. But all right, what do we got next?
Next up, we've got Heroine? Saint? No, I'm an all-works maid and proud of it. Did anyone else watch this?
I'm watching this for a lot. Yuki, I feel like you have a tangent you want to get out on this one.
I do. I hate this show.
We're starting off strong. I'm excited.
I want you to understand that on the surface level, this show looks like it should be tailor-made for me. It is a show that is a maid fantasy isekai BS show, and that seems like it should be Yuki's thing. What I can't get behind is the central premise of the show, which wants us to suspend our disbelief that this is a person who enjoys working so much at this very specific job that they wanted to make sure that they found a role where they would be doing all of the jobs for everybody all the time for as many things as possible. And in this day and age, I cannot suspend my disbelief for that. They could have at least done us the service of making it her kink or something, but no.
Well, actually, hold on, Yuki. Hold that thought in because I get to explain the plot now.
Oh no,
Because
I know they went through great lengths in the plot to justify this, and that only made it more offensive. But I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to have to throw this in the weird thing because this is a 3-episode you have to watch to understand what the fuck is going on in this show because in very much the first episodes, I'm right there with Yuki and it's like, well, okay, this feels a little odd. But once you get to episode 3, you get to find out what the hell's going on. So this show is an isekai, an otome villainous isekai nonetheless as well, where 3 different characters who were all killed in a plane crash are teleported to one of their favorites otome villainous romance shoujo game. The character we follow isn't somebody who knows what the game is or knows that they're in a video game world like this. The character we are following is a child prodigy from the real world who got her doctorate at the age of 11, whose only real enjoyment in life was the fact that she was a massive maid otaku. And after becoming, I forget what age she turned and got her real world memories back, because that's like, well, I wonder what their time is. Sorry, side plot. And decides to become an all-work maid, as Yuki described, instead of going to her rich, noble father to be a noble lady.
Or to wield her apparently ultimate power that could enslave the entire world for anything other than cleaning.
Hey, Glenn, welcome, Raiders.
Welcome, readers!
Nobody's mad here in the slightest, Raiders. Hi, hello. Nobody's angry or having any kind of like really annoying tangent
God.
right now.
All
Nobody's
text to
mad.
speech is always bad to have.
I want to point out
Is that
that
what you have on?
my text-to-speech made it sound like the word maid was being said over and over.
Yep.
It's reminding you. It's reminding you right
I'm
now.
gonna refresh that and it doesn't. But yes, so all work made here. Wait, I put that in 3, right? Yeah. So we get that. Oh, and she does have the power to do that. Because she's supposed to be the great saint who's supposed to fight the Dark Lord and free the world later on, with the chosen hero who she's supposed to fall in love with. But
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over all the mating.
Oh, you're still pulling. I refreshed my page so that it didn't go through all of that.
No, I was listening to you. I was just making a joke.
Yeah,
we gotta do some maid energy. Get some maid energy going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of Yuri in this show too, weirdly enough. I love how Yuki has like the slit eyes from anime there. Look on her model. Just like, all right, that being said,
Expressing the most intense hatred my model will allow.
You gotta get a pissed off toggle.
Yeah, it's always amazing what throws you off, because like I'm mildly enjoying this one, but there's also been shows that like Yuki's like, it's okay, where I'm just like, I hate it with every thought of my being. But all right, I think we're gonna do a couple more. I was gonna say break, but we just got a bunch of raiders in here, so let's do 1 or 2 if you guys are still good on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm okay for a couple more. All right. So next up we have the Cat and the Dragon. Yes, this is the Dragon Cat series.
Oh, you must have hit that just as the ad started, because I do not have pre-rolls.
Welcome back from Ad Hell.
Black Torch was like, I think the second one we went over. It's mildly liked, not well liked.
I'm not
Glad,
crazy about it.
Glad I think you really like I think you like 2000 shonen, but Dragon Cat. Since you are the dedicated cat person, Yuki, would you like to start us off on this one?
Sure. I mean, honestly, you don't really need to go too much into like the plot of this show. What's important to know is that it's extremely charming. It's very comfy. It's very cozy. Yeah, it's definitely a healing anime. And so if that's your kind of deal, you're gonna love this show. Also, if you're very into cats and or dragons, you're gonna love this show. Sorry, coughing fit there. The basic premise, real quick, is a tiny dragon whose parents were slayed, was raised by, like, not technically cats. Yeah, they're Kate Siths. They're a magical cat species, and then ended up becoming their protector. It's very wholesome. It's very sweet. If any of that sounds appealing, watch this series.
Yep. Tons of little bits about cats doing cute things, dragon trying to be a protective uncle, and a bunch of that. And as well as just, I want to keep saying mother cat, because it's just like the calmest, nicest cat you could probably ever own. Just like, no, do this, do it. Come on, keep up, you got it. Pet my fur. We'll be good.
It should be noted, too, that this is kind of like an anthology sort of series where you're going to be jumping around a lot between different characters and having, like, large leaps in time. So be aware of that.
Yep, they will skip over all the big action-y or world-changing events that aren't or directly involved with the cats themselves or what affects them. So if one goes off to be an adventurer and comes back after killing a demon lord, that's just a side story that happened off screen. That being said, I think was one episode, no, probably 2, just to get the anthology feel, right? Would you say?
Probably, yeah. Because the first episode will definitely introduce the plot and everything, but episode 2 is where you start to get a feel for how the show will actually play out.
Yep. But all right, Yuki, what do we have next?
Next up, we have Perfect Addiction, which, as far as I can tell, is a It's Anime Powered by Remao show on YouTube.
Oh wait, this is also another Ocean Vale.
Is it? Interesting.
Yes.
I mean, episodes 1 through 3, full episodes are on YouTube right now.
Yep, no, this is a split release because Ocean Vale is kind of picking up the sloppy seconds for a lot of anime that other people are getting.
Interesting. Maybe they have the uncensored version.
I don't think there may be. Okay, we'll put that. We're gonna throw that to the Adult Swim section just because. So, what do we really have next then?
Next up, then, we have From Overshadowed to Overpowered, second reincarnation of a talentless sage.
Yeah. So I've seen this as This is an isekai plot that decided to double down on the. Oh, it's not only a great mage in his previous life from doing that, but it's like he's also in that life he was a reincarnation from the real world.
It starts off making you think it's I can't believe it's not isekai, and then it reveals that it's been isekai all along.
It's a double isekai.
Well, it's an isekai into a reincarnation.
I can go on that one, but it's an character from a real world becomes grand sage, and mystical world slays the demon lord with his group of friends, becomes well known, all that, then dies, gets reincarnated into the world 400 years later again. But oh hey, nobody's as good as magic as we were back in the day, so I get to be ultra powerful, and while still trying to figure out how to become even more powerful and become the best magic user that ever was.
The very best.
Yeah. While also dating his adoptive demon elf daughter.
No, she's not his daughter.
I said adoptive.
Well, yeah, no, so...
He raised her as an orphan.
Oh, you're talking about back in his first life. Okay, sure.
Yeah, no, the big tittied elf girl. It's like, remember, that was his daughter originally, then reincarnated 400 years later. Oh, she's still around.
Well,
she has the hots for me.
She was his student and his... But I don't know that she
Orphanage.
was actually... Was she? Okay.
Yep. No, I very much remember that just because, like, wow, they're just going full on trashy trope here.
Not that it matters all that much in the grand scheme of things. I just didn't remember that.
Yeah, no, not too much on that one.
It's probably weirder that he ends up with her descendant as a slave that willingly joins him and is jealous of his relationship with her.
Yeah, that's also weird. It feels like this is just a very weird show overall. I can't remember. Did the reincarnation part happen at the end of episode 1, or was that into 2?
Technically, it was at the end of episode 1, but, like, it was just kind of referred to. Like, we knew it happened, but we didn't see any of the results of it until episode 2, I think.
Okay, so this is a 2 episode then. Yeah, not much more I can go off on that one. This is so bog standard for isekai power fantasy magic caster.
Yeah.
It's, if you've seen one, you know exactly what you're on. If not, welcome to the genre. Please start somewhere else. This is there's a lot better options for you.
Yeah, this one's not particularly notable and doesn't have especially good animation or anything like that.
No. But
All
all right.
Next up, we have A Livid Lady's Guide to Getting Even.
Oh, I'm cutting off the subtitles, and I was like, where the heck are the subtitles? I'm watching this on my OBS or Stream Elements. Oh, my bad on everyone watching that. Was this a me anime only, Yuki, or did you get this one as well?
I caught like one episode of this.
So, more of the fantasy trash of, oh, the dumb prince breaks off the engagement with the really competent heroine, and then she kind of does her own thing and either gets even or dethrones him or crushes him, which we're going with the crushes. And screwing over the bride whose power is the 7 grimoires of sin, pretty much.
And also who's literally running your country.
Yeah. So this is also a bit of a political show, although it kind of glossing over that as quickly as it can. This feels like it's speed running a lot of story plots that should be a little bit more in depth, but aren't interesting enough to be story plots realistically. Overall, though, I'm enjoying the characters. I am enjoying the story as it progresses, just because I love comeuppance story. Like they bug me until I see the ending, but the ending is so cathartic. It feels good. This is probably another 2-episode series, I would say, too, just because the first episode's a lot of setup, and then episode 2 gives you your premise. Yuki, would you like to add anything?
Not in particular. I mean, all the animation, everything's pretty average from what I saw. The only thing I can really add is that I really hate some of the characters in the show. But to be fair, they're characters you're supposed to hate, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just hate them more than I would like.
Precisely.
Alright, up next we have Red River. Right, so the trivia piece I wanted to throw out for this one is, if this series feels at all like Inuyasha to you, it is because it is the series that Inuyasha was based off of, that came out about a year before Inuyasha.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it has a very 80s feel. One of the comparisons I wanted to directly make it to it, it's nowhere near its quality, but Now Then Here and There is the vibe I was getting from the show, which I believe came out around the same time.
Now Then Here and There, I'm not sure. Probably though? Question mark?
If you're unfamiliar with it, it's perfectly fine. It's just a comparison I wanted to make for the ultra weebs in the audience. But yes, we have another time possibly portal isekai. Girl gets dragged into Mesopotamia?
Something like that. Now Then Here and There, at least as a anime, came out in 1999, which was quite a bit after Red River was published.
Okay, but no, so the whole premise is it's set in the girl gets teleported from modern Japan, or what would have been modern Japan when it came out, to Bronze Age Middle Eastern country. Like I said, I want to say Mesopotamia. It's roughly where Turkey is, kind of.
Well, I mean, they mentioned Ishtar, so that's our breadcrumb, I suppose.
Oh, Egypt is the country next to them, so let me put it that way for location. But close to the Bronze Age, and this isn't a bog standard like isekai fantasy like we've known them before. This is a very gritty, what's going on? I can't speak the language. How did I get here? What's happening? What do you mean I'm being sacrificed now? I know
It's a
there's
very
such raw
older style of isekai.
Yep. If you wanted to make a better comparison for the era, Vision of Escaflowne might be a little bit closer, but less fantasy, more historic. Like there are some fantasy aspects into this, don't get me wrong, but it's leaning more towards the historical fantasy than it is high fantasies.
Fair enough.
That being said, once again, 2 episodes. Episode 1 is a lot of setup and premise. Episode 2 forward does. It is the Hittisis, I believe, is the country. Someone sent me a notification on that one. And it's, like I said, it's apparently a legacy anime at this point. So I'm going to be even more intrigued on that now, because I love it when those classics that never got a chance to shine get made into shows. It's interesting to see where we've gone and how it holds up nowadays.
And we've got more than one of those this season.
I got a few of them, don't we? But all right, let's do one more, then we'll take our midstream break. That sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
That's good. I got to pee so bad.
Alright, next up we have My Stepmother and Stepsisters Aren't Wicked, on the subject of Cinderella.
Okay. Yuki, are you watching this one at all?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so we have It's Cinderella. It's straight up Cinderella, but done in a Japanese lens, not in an English lens. But
Well,
the big, like, it's
it's reverse Cinderella.
I would say it's reverse Cinderella. She shows up instead, and then they're all like, "Holy, let's go!"
yeah. Well, it's like they still have an interesting point of juxtaposition on that one, because instead of having the family that sisters that don't love her, it's very much of he has that Japanese politeness and sensibility of I'm a burden, I shouldn't be here. Like this is like I'm a disgrace just from like existing, and it's weird. Just it's such a good position to see the family. They're like, no, we like you're a good person. It's like don't count yourself down. We love you. We think you're cute. Like you look good. It's like so many different things like that, and I'm just loving aspect of it because it's like here's a bunch of characters and I'm happy to see them and happy to do all of them. It's like, yeah, no, nurture, protect the timid little stepsister girl.
So, yeah, they will repeatedly in this show pull the same gag over and over again, which is like making it look like they're about to be cruel to her, even though you know for sure they're definitely not going to be. And while that could get old as a joke, the fact that it always leads into something so incredibly positive and wholesome, like every single one of these is like a self-affirmation positivity message that they're delivering. It feels really good. It's the kind of thing we need more of these days.
Yeah, this would probably be the other healing show, I would say, almost on this list.
Vaguely, at least, yeah.
Yeah. That being said, this you know what you're getting episode. Once you watch episode 1, you know how the entire show is going to go. To be note, besides being on YouTube and Prime, besides the first episode, everything after that is 15 minutes, 12 minutes long. These are like old Cartoon Network half episodes.
Okay.
Compared to modern 20-minute animes, which it's very nice. And it's like you just need like a quick little pick me up. It's like, yay, this is good.
Yeah, I get the sense that these probably aired as webisodes in Japan.
Yeah, I definitely see that. But for everybody going on, we are getting close to the home stretch. I believe we only have a handful left, which we'll be getting into our Adult Swim section this season around 2 a little bit later. But we are going to go take a 15-minute break, 15 probably-ish break. Go fill your water, use the bathroom, stretch your legs, and we will be right back.
Yep, gotta go piss, girl. Be back.
BRB.
Oop, wrong video. There's the scene I wanted to grab. All right, welcome back, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome
All right, what do we got to next? What do we just did Aren't Wicked. All right, what do we got next? What thrilling trailer that may or may not be official do we have next?
Yeah.
Just a moment. Every time I switch scenes, I have to kind of reorient myself with all my sources.
Oh.
Nope, wrong thing.
Fix yourself over there.
There we go. Alright, next up we have Draw This, Then Die.
Another show in the obligatory cute girls doing cute things.
Let's go.
I beg to differ. This is a Yuri anime.
Can they not be cute girls doing girl things as well? Like the
They
girl
are,
things that
they
they're
are.
doing is girls.
I feel like there's an overlap with those two genres, but okay.
Yeah, there does tend to be. Now, has anyone else watched any of this?
I caught a couple episodes. I don't remember if I watched 3 on that one, but then it was just like, I got other things to catch, and I'm honestly kind of drawing a few blanks other than a couple of plot points at the moment.
Okay, hypothetically, you're actually further in the series than I am then, but I might be fresher on it because I just recently watched it. This one, okay. I definitely plan to watch more of this one. I had to sideline it for 2 reasons. One, I had so much other stuff to watch and was desperately trying to catch at least 1 or 2 episodes of everything I could before we got to this. And 2, this one ended up being shockingly emotionally labor intensive for me. I don't think it'll have that effect on everybody, I think, though, if you're a very specific audience who is the sort that might connect very, very strongly with this main character, it could have that impact on you as well. Which is to say,
it did not.
okay, which is to say that this is a character who is very coded in a particular flavor of autism, and if you happen to connect with that kind of like need to invent a way to interact with society, this might hit pretty hard for you. Basic plot of the show is the main character gets into manga, and in particular has one manga that's her absolute favorite that she keeps renting from this shop over and over and over again. And ultimately finds out upon years later a release of a second installment of the manga that it's actually her manga hating teacher who is the author.
I mean, to be fair, if you were a teacher, or worked at a school, and somebody found out you made like a game or a manga, and kept bringing it up, and like how much they loved it, like, wouldn't you just want them to stop talking about it no matter what, all the time?
Well, I don't think that's what happened here, though. Rather, she took the hardline stance just to avoid being found out at all to begin with, from what I can tell. Although you did watch more of it, maybe you have more knowledge there that I haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things I would say about this is the teacher who has written the series considers herself a failed manga writer. How she couldn't keep up and didn't have the skills to do it, and that's why she kind of is just a teacher now and went back to the island she grew up on instead of living in the big city, and following her dreams. Is someone who's had life come in, crush them, and then like, no, I'm done with this, but still realistically loves it.
Yeah, and what she wrote, to be fair, was more of a cult classic. It wasn't a mass appeal manga.
Yep. And she definitely, it looks like she had several other series that either were never published, never got greenlit, or were put out and failed horribly.
Now that said, I can't judge for sure because I only watched episode 1, but I think this is probably a 2-episode show because episode 1 is really more about like the main character's backstory, and I don't think we even really meet most of the ancillary characters until episode 2 or get into like the ongoing pattern of the show.
Oh, trust me, I think I've caught up to episode 3. I don't know half the people in that trailer yet. we know 4 people. Basically, the main character, the teacher, and their 2 closest friends at this point. But yeah, 2 episodes, and then I think you get into the feel of the show because it's basically revolving around a manga club that the girl starts up and the teacher has to be in charge of now.
Yeah, they're the club advisor, probably, right?
Yep. All right.
Next up we have recommendations from Iwamoto-senpai. And, this is an interesting one because this trailer comes from Crunchyroll in Spanish.
The fuck?
Oh yes.
There's no English Crunchyroll release, only Crunchyroll in Spanish.
Hell yeah.
Yay.
I'm ready.
So, for anyone that was confused on whether this is a BL anime with all the sexy boys,
It is.
yeah, they are, Glenn. Yes. Yeah. So what we have here with recommendations from Iwamoto senpai is a story about a bunch of boys attending a military school, specifically a school for the elite. The main Iwatawa senpai basically is, or no, it's Yamamoto. I think it's Yamamoto, maybe. I don't know. It's because this is the teacher. Follows a special class, which is all grouped up of people with special powers or unique abilities. But they're all slightly broken on the inside. They're all kind of coming together to get healed. And then there's the thing of like the government's like, hey, you have all this weird supernatural BS. How does that help the military? And other political stuff. Honestly, if you're looking for a bunch of slightly broken pretty boys that need to be fixed and taken care of, or want to take care of you, or other things like that, you have this show in a nutshell. Like all the characters, honestly, like if I had to make a comparison to this one, Itala Axis Powers, I think could be the first one that springs to mind.
Interesting.
Just because I know all the BL love that came out of that one, because it's like, oh, pretty boys, they're all themed around these things. Oh, they're all slightly in military uniforms. That being said, I think this is going to be another 2-episode one. Episode 1 kind of does the premise of, like we had to go bring in a new pretty boy, and then episode 2 you kind of also get the here's the day-to-day school life, which most episodes will revolve around one of the two of either finding and recruiting one of the new guys, or dealing with some problems that pop up for their powers at school, or talking to them, or just dealing with them around the school block and other political stuff that might be going on. It's an interesting show so far. Everything keeps moving and there's no just dull bits, so it's very in on that. I will say all the characters stick out enough to where you know exactly who they are and what kind of personalities they're going to have shortly after seeing them. They don't seem to be doubling up on anything, at least. So whatever your favorite flavor of hot boy is, they have it for you.
Nice. Because the answer to that is yes.
But yep, 2 episodes to watch that one. It's fairly good so far. All right, what do we got going?
Next up we have Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha Exceeds Gunblaze Vengeance. But yeah, I think there is a Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha series, like Nanoha Exceeds, and then Gunblaze Vengeance is like the sub series that tacks onto that. Like the other things, I think a series of movies. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so what we have here is a more mature, a magical girl show, so a little bit more blood, violence, and death in this one.
Also awful
alien...
CG monsters.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that point. Alien invaders have come down and magical girls have been trying to save it, while as the rest of the world's kind of just holding them off and doing okay. We follow what is a regular girl who kind of adopts a sister who was a space monster, who dies and gives her powers to her adoptive sister, and then her sister kind of is going out and killing them, and while absorbing the power, because she was a special type of alien that feeds off other aliens and humans to grow stronger, Digimon Tamer style. And it's very Yuri coded overall. Very I liked the adventure kind of magical girl shoujo / Sentai bit, so it was dragging me in. I will have to see if this is part of it, because every so often something slips through that breaks our rules, and we do kind of have to double back on that. But I'm liking this one. Episode 1 is an hour long. It's a full-on movie, a la old High Dive style. So 2 episodes to get a better feel for where this one is going to be sitting. You give it a watch. If it is part of a series, let me know. Leave a comment. Check it out at some point.
But, if you know more than we do, be sure to comment.
What do we got next?
All right.
Oh, Bandai Namco.
Yeah, next up, we're starting to eke into our Adult Swim territory here, with the new TV animation Ghost in the Shell 2026.
Hold up. All right, you want to take the lead on this one?
Yeah. So this series is just incredibly cute and charming. I'm very tempted to throw this into a must-watch category for the season, especially because it just has so little competition there, to be honest. The basic premise of this show is our kaiju girl Kara Melise, when she gets too emotionally overloaded or turned on, apparently, even
will count that in overload in teenage years.
will begin turning into a kaiju, or just outright turn into essentially royalty-free Godzilla. In fact, my understanding is originally they intended her to turn into Godzilla, and were probably, from what I hear, working with Toei on that. But ended up not being able to do specifically to international copyright laws with conflicts from the copyright holding on.
Not quite FLCL, but I would say if you want to make a direct comparison to the show, sorry,
Yeah.
Red or I don't want to say K-pop Demon Hunters, but it has that story style, main character style at least.
Yeah. I forgot what I was just saying. Yeah. So.
Godzilla.
Yeah, the Hollywood Godzilla movies, because they have their own copyright on Godzilla, from my understanding, prevented them from using actual Godzilla. However, it's very clear that they wanted to and were probably planning to. Very, very cute show. All the characters are pretty great. I mean, the main love interest is a little bit on the generic side. But it's serviceable for this kind of show. And the Mothra girl, who is a huge kaiju fangirl and is desperately in love with the kaiju, is just a great addition to the show.
Absolutely. I think this is an original work too. I don't know if this is based off any prior work.
I think it might be an original, yeah.
Yeah, which is the problem for the must watch, just because you never know where these are going to go. I feel like this is going to be really good. I'm loving this right there with you. This is not something that generally pulls me in at the highest level, but it's just so
it's well
overall.
executed, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm loving every bit of it. This is, you know what, you're getting into episode 1. Like, I think episode 1 sums you up pretty good here.
Yeah, I think that's reasonably fair. You do get some new characters, of course, in episode 2, but you know the basic premise of the show by episode 1.
Yep.
Alright. Next up, we have the Villager of level 999. Alright, the content warning for the show mostly is just that the tiny demon lord daughter girl very much wants to marry the much older protagonist.
Yep.
Classic.
Yep, that's about that. This is bog standard trash fantasy again. I don't think it's an isekai, if I remember correctly.
I can't believe it's not isekai, I'm pretty sure. Complete with the stat screens.
Yeah, it's right in there. Basically, overpowered, super strong villager who knows a lot more going on in the world is kind of like trying to help the demon lord's daughter, who's trying to push for coexistence between demons and humans, even though there's a big political gap. The hero's trying to kill the current demon lord and a bunch of other stuff like that as they go on adventures. This might have a really interesting twist at the end about racism or something like that, but this is as bog standard isekai power fantasy as you could get, with the, instead of just being like overpowered abilities, it's like, no, I'm like max level, fuck you, goddamn scrub. That being said, the main characters are all kind of goofy and weird. The main protagonist is blank slate, black-haired isekai protagonist. Although I think he might have had brown hair. I don't know. Was he even in the trailer?
I don't know if he was. I think it's more of a dark brown, but yeah.
Yeah, like that's how much he sticks out. He is the most nondescript character.
Well, to be fair, he is a villager. He's literally supposed to be an NPC in this case. So I'll give
Yeah.
him a little credit there.
Yep. But you know exactly what you're getting into. But all right, what do we got next, Yuki?
All right. Next up we have Ironwalk Jan. I don't know all the content warnings involved in this one, but I do know that there is a character drugging another character.
Based.
All right, so Ironwork John helped kick off what would be Food Wars and a lot of other foodie anime. Honestly, if you've ever looked at in an anime and seen like, oh my god, this looks like I want to eat this. I want to eat specifically this right now. You can kind of thank this show for it. I really want to point that out because the show itself really wants to point that out too. It wants to go on like, hey, this should have been made into an anime in the 90s. It wasn't because nobody thought people would care about a show about making food. It really does. People, they do. It does, and we'll see if this holds up to everything that's come after. But our main protagonist, the titular John here, is just starting off at a new restaurant, and basically you kind of follow him as a young prodigy of a famous cooking lineage, I want to say at this point, and basically working for his old grandfather's rival. John himself, in a lot of the story of this, takes place in that 90s sensibility of, yeah, you can just kind of be a little bit mean. You can kind of be a little bit cruel if it meant for training or making somebody tough and rough and making them ready for the real world, that kind of thing. Because the training you see John go through is abusive. Like, there's no other way to put that. Like, he goes through some serious abuse, only to have his grandfather realize he can no longer taste John's cooking and sends him out. But to make sure John will never come back and to instill the proper to his family's cooking lineage, he gives him all of his money, sends him on his way, then immolates himself.
Awesome.
Interesting way to do it.
Oh, yeah, no, he basically just takes several cans of gasoline, pours it on himself, and then lights the house on fire.
Based.
Yep, so that's episode 3. You also get to see the motivation of John and all of his stuff on there. That being said, the cooking in the restaurant itself is kind of what we've seen from Food Wars and a lot of other stuff like that. You see the main rival of the family who's already been working there as a fairly good cook, love interest possibly later on, but definitely a rival, as well as the idiot new chef who doesn't know what they're really doing. I don't know how they're working in a restaurant that's like top end or apprenticing into that when they seem to have no idea how to cook to begin with. But you know, older anime, you just kind of have those sometimes.
And also, you need at least one dumb person around to explain things to.
Yep, on that. I'm looking forward to this one. This one has a top end pedigree. If it wasn't the fact that it's been redone or find out, I might have put this into must watch, but this is going to definitely be we have to see where it goes.
Yeah, we've seen that with a few series lately where like they finally make an anime out of this thing that was super popular and influential ages ago, but now it's been rehashed so many times that it feels old and stale and like everyone's done it better by now. So, yeah, we'll have to see. But I do definitely have a soft spot for these kind of Iron Chefs sort of shows.
I think they actually have like a literal Iron Chef competition in this. That's what the antagonist is. He's like the main critic.
All right. Next up we have The Frontier Lord Begins with 0 subjects. All right. So content warning for this one is simply that the waifu character we see here is 16, which is not legal age within this guy's kingdom, and they are married under her tribal law.
Yeah, her turtle.
That's about what I expected, honestly.
And frankly, everyone in her village is expecting them to make children ASAP.
Yeah, that's part of the. I was saying in a few other series earlier. This is trying to be a timepiece kind of series, which it's going into building an area, as it kind of says in the title, as well as like other things and like how you do stuff. So one of the biggest things for this, it's like, no, like what do we like? Oh, we're like a frontier. Like, what do we care about in a man? It's like, well, like how good is he at providing? Well, he just killed a dragon single-handedly after fighting it for like 12 hours. village elder. It's like, you're gonna marry this girl, or the next one that comes around that corner is going to fucking wed you herself. It's like, you are not leaving this village without getting married at this point.
Yeah.
But
Now that said, this series hits like right in my niche territory because it's both like a kingdom city builder kind of thing, and I have a weakness for tribal waifus, which we don't see very often.
That's fair.
yeah, a few of them this season though, but not too good. So the basic premise is the great like warrior hero of a kingdom finally gets to retire. Everything's at peace, and they're like, "Oh, you know what? You did so good, and you're so strong. We're gonna make you a lord. Here, this is your territory. Make it as you will."
But he gets
Not
screwed over by
realizing-
political enemies who take all the money he was supposed to get.
And servants and resources, and they basically just drop him in the middle of a nowhere field and then tell him, "You rule this. Have fun."
Yep, and it's a territory where you can't even cultivate the soil.
I'm curious. I'm waiting for the next episode to figure out why that's a thing. I am very like, I am in the same thing as Yuki. This is in my very much niche house of I enjoy the kingdom builder fantasy shows.
Now, I will point out, animation-wise, the show's probably a little bit above par. There's definitely still some janky CGI stuff here and there, especially that turtle.
Yeah.
But for the most part, this is pretty serviceable, and the character designs are good. In particular, all the the
tribes?
waifu and the tribal characters and the adopted daughters are all very charming and very cute.
Yep. Overall, is this a 1 or a 2 though? Is the thing here, because I don't remember how much setup was in 1.
We didn't even really get to him going to her village until episode 2.
Okay, so there was a lot. Ah, man, was that was it? Is this a 3 then?
It might even be a 3 episode.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, it's because I don't think they started up like how he's living or anything. Yeah, you're all right. But what, like, me and Yuki are very excited for. We will let you know at the end of season how this turns out.
Yeah, it can be very, very hit or miss with these kinds of shows, but I appreciate getting them even when they're bad.
Yep. All right.
Alright,
What do we
next
got
up
next?
we've got Ghost in the Shell 2026 again.
Yep. What were you saying?
I was saying there's something I needed to look up now.
Oh, nope. So yeah, this is a full reboot of the Ghost in the Shell series. This does not. This might be connected later on to the movie or the original standalone complex that aired back on Toonami in the day. For anyone who was a fan of that one, but follows the original manga from its beginning at this point, so it was on our list 100%. On top of that, my God, is this show good? This is. There's a reason Ghost in the Shell is considered to be one of the pillars that helped kick off the cyberpunk genre, and this feels it to such an extent. Going on to what's our current world too, and like all of the stuff that comes in with AI, mechanical bodies, and other drone usage, this feels so politically appropriate for the times too. That being said, for what we have the main plot here, we have a group of mercenaries who basically end up getting contracted or selling themselves to be part of, I believe it's still Japan, a public safety bureau as a black ops police force. All the characters in this show are so good. I do kind of want to address anyone who's a bit irritated with the major, because I know she is a big
Departure from her usual representation.
Not so much. It's basically this major. I'm trying not to say. She still has that stoic oh, I don't want to say like boss girl, but like that Valkyrie girl woman kind of like, no. It's like you listen to her when she's on the warpath because she's probably going to tear out your heart and watch you and let you and show it to you and show it to you yourself as you die kind of moment or go offline. That being said, some different things to note with the characters of this one. If you're used to any of the classic or modern tales of Ghost in the Shell, almost all of those are post-series, late series, end of series. This is everyone when they're young. So this major has a more gremlin energy. She's a lot more out and about. She has 2 girlfriends, which we do have a nice lesbian sex scene on the beach for with that one.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard that she's definitely fully represented as being bisexual in this anime.
Yeah, definitely. She's very much in touch with that, and like, yeah, no, I don't give like, oh yeah, you got the hot for me? Yeah, I know, I'm hot. Fuck you. And if you want to fuck with her at all, well, fuck around and find out is a term generally applied to things you don't want to do, because once again, the major is still horrifyingly efficient when it comes to taking people out or killing them. This is a near super soldier level cyborg.
Who's also an incredibly talented hacker.
Yeah, mid above average hacker, I would say. She just knows what I'm going to get to the weeds. I'm going to gush too much about that. I'm always the one to. This is a must watch. I'm like, fight me on putting this on must watch. This is once again Science Saru. My God, it looks good. Its dubbing is amazing. All the characters feel like the back as they do in my memory. Like, this is one of those shows that's like, oh, I wish my nostalgia brings it better. Like, no, this is as good as I thought it would be. I am loving every single one of these people.
Yeah, I haven't caught it yet myself for 2 reasons. One, I knew you would be covering it, and there's so much to watch. And 2, there's someone else that I've previously watched the Ghost in the Shells with that I was hoping to watch it with.
Yep, you might, like I said, you might get a little bit of a shell shock to start with off on this one, especially if you watch the original Ghost in the Shells, just because, oh, hey, the director guy, he still has his hair, and it's not gray yet because he's a lot younger. A lot of the other guys are still, like, kind of, not grizzled or veteran enough. Even Togasai is not too, like, Vietnam veteran point. And the major herself, like I said, she has gremlin energy now. Where before she had like that stoic "don't fuck with me" bit. This is more along the lines of no, she kind of likes to screw with you a bit. And on top of that, they do so much good stuff with technology and conceptualizing and other things like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. As you noted earlier, there's a reason why this is like one of the top cyberpunk, not just anime, but influences in the genre.
Yep. Blade Runner and Ghost in the Shell tend to be 2 of the biggest pillars, and this latest adaptation of it holds up immensely. Like, if anything tops this season for me, I would be shocked.
All right. Next up, we've got Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. So, okay, the thing about this series is, starting about halfway through last season, they started dropping a whole bunch of mini episodes that are like 12 minutes long. I watched all of those, and then realized that they also started dropping full-length episodes, and I'm not sure if they cover the same content or not.
Okay, because I've heard of this series, know a little bit of it, but I did not get a chance to watch this one.
Yeah, so I'm not totally sure if I've technically watched any of this series yet or not. So I'll speak from at least the perspective of the mini episodes. So obviously the content warning with this one is just that this is a show that literally has smoking in the title, and smoking is definitely central to every character interaction and plot point in this series. If that is a problem for you in any regard, you'll probably want to give this one a pass. That said, It's a very character-driven, like slow burn romance kind of show between a somewhat older office worker and a somewhat younger grocery store worker. And I mean, if you can get past the age gap thing, if that's not a problem for you, it's honestly a very sweet and charming show. I don't know how many episodes to say to give this, because again, I'm going based off of the mini-series. But I think probably 2 episodes? Just because...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's like the biggest premise of this show is just kind of being a more, I kind of want to say adult romance, where you just kind of do something weird or out doing something and you kind of connect with somebody.
Yeah.
And then it kind of keeps progressing through there. This one, the classic of, you don't see as much now, but I think it's still a Japanese thing. It's somewhat still an American thing, although we're trying to get rid of as much of it we can, is, oh, hey, people go out and smoke. They truly smoke in the same area. They start talking and you kind of get deeper connections.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely glorifies like the social aspect of smoking in that regard.
Yep.
So yeah, I think 2 episodes probably, because as far as I know, until like episode 1 doesn't really start to introduce you to the female lead's sort of alter ego that is a major part of the show.
Because you have your retail front and then you have your I'm actually this person front.
Yeah.
That was my favorite when I worked retail.
All right. Moving on. Next up we have I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. Okay, this is A, underage Yuri, and B, well, I should say it's underage Yuri, but you're not going to see a lot of, like, not a lot of, in the way of, like, nudity or anything like that, but there's definitely kissing. B, this show is dark and gory and bloody. Be aware of that. A lot of children are going to die as soldiers very quickly. Now, one of the weird things too is there's potentially a couple additional content warnings I could give here, but I can't give any of them without spoilers. Frustrating as that might be.
I was gonna say, content warning, shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the production values on this show are very, very good for the most part. There might be, if I remember right, a little bit of kind of so-so CG here and there with like some of the dummy practice enemies that they fight out in the woods. But you're going to see a lot of really nice detail. Like, this is not a combat-oriented show. This is really about the emotions that characters who are forced into being child soldiers as orphans who have nowhere else to go through. And yeah, and like finding the emotional support that they need in one another because they get it from nowhere else. That said, honestly, this is one of the best shows this season, in my opinion. Just in terms of like the story, the animation quality, like all of it is definitely a cut above par. But if you can't handle the content, that's going to ruin it for you, and that's the only thing stopping me from putting it as a must-watch.
Yeah.
You're gonna...
What about our episode count?
Episode count... I feel like you don't really get to know one of the principal characters until episode 2, so this is probably a 2-episode. Episode 1 is mostly just the main character losing her first, like, the roommate that she starts the series with.
Yep, alright, we are on to Final 4.
Yep. Alright. Next up we have the only non-Ocean Vale show that has frontal nudity this season. Which, additional content warning, there is a lot of blood, gore, implied or attempted sexual assault. What am I missing? And there's two underage main characters who are gonna see a lot of huge snake titties and make a lot of dirty
Let's
jokes.
go.
Yep.
Here is Darasan of the Reiwa.
Yep. I tried watching this at work to start with.
Oh, side note, this is the one that I could only get a Crunchyroll France
Oh, French.
trailer
Of course,
for.
yeah, of course the one with the big breasted snake lady is the French one.
Uh-huh.
ならない。見れば触り、汚せばたたる。古よりその名を山谷まだそう呼ばれていた。
電話はちょっとじゃあわし見てする会話がこれお前大人の言うこと聞け。本当に行くなよ。来とるやんけ。一応神隠しに合ってるんじゃけどお前すごいな。だから怪奇現象じゃと言うとるやろがい。恨みがあるんですか誰かに。たたるん恐れおののくがい。喋らへん方が道理通じなさそうで怖いと思う。話しかけられたからついね。お前ら最初から昼間なさすぎじゃろ。じゃねえ。もうちょっとおぞましさとか感じてくれんか。別に好きに呼んだらいいじゃろ。ダラさんとかそれくらい
I love how they're giving us all the tasteful nudity shots.
Yeah, one thing that bothers me slightly about this show is that, realistically, like, this outfit is not actually going to cover her nipples.
No.
We see her nipples in the show, and they are about this big. There is no way this top is covering that nipple.
Yeah.
No way, it gets camouflaged when you put on the top. That's the way it works, right? Like it hides it.
Oh my god. Yeah, so total whiplash on this one's a bit of a thing because this is in that genre of kids that find spirit and get into wild, crazy shenanigans with said spirit, alien, extraterrestrial being. But it maintains its light tone a lot of the time, but is well, the snake lady is hypersexualized most of the time, or incredible. They have an R-rated character in a PG show for some reason.
I don't know. The two... Okay, here's the thing. The snake lady is nude when they find her, yes, but she's not being sexual about it. She just happens to be nude because she's a snake demon who's been in the woods. Like,
yeah.
it's really, if anything, the two siblings that are the ones who, like, who apply sexuality to the situation. Whether that be in making dirty jokes or whether it be in insisting that she become clothed.
In very sexualized clothes too. It's very weird. There's a lot of really weird stuff on this one.
They
Like,
they literally make the comment that as she's like in a state of partial undress from clothes that they gave her, that it's lewder than if she were just naked like when they found her.
On top of that, it's because you pointed out to me, there's a weird thing with the younger brother constantly looking like a little girl and the older sister doing everything she can to look like a boy, it feels like.
Yeah, so that was kind of vague spoilers, I suppose. But yeah, they're definitely doing some interesting stuff with gender and gender presentation in this show. And, like, I'm here for it, but... one thing that does bother me is the fact that one of the characters for no apparent reason, just happens to have a pair of her mother's bra and panties on them.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot. It's like this isn't a bad show. There's just a lot of times it's like, oh, this is dark. No, it's funny. Oh, this is cute. No, it's a very adult. Oh, this is adult. Why are there so many cute kids? Like, what's going on in this?
Yeah, you're gonna go back and forth between the backstory of the snake lady and how she was brutally murdered, and like funny hijinks with the two main characters. It's definitely bizarre. It's a very interesting and fun show in a lot of regards, but it's very hard to recommend this for people because it tends to exclude most of its own audience.
Yeah. Okay, this is a 1 or 2 episode. What do you want to say on that one, Yuki?
I guess it's. I guess it's more 2 episode just because. Hang on. You don't really start to learn about like the backstory of the steak lady and everything until episode 2, and that's kind of an important part of the show.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like episode 1's a lot of setup. Episode 2 is when everything really starts going. It kind of felt like, but I wasn't sure if like there was enough setup in 1 to get the idea where you're at. But yep, no, 2 feels good. All right, final 3. Most okay. Okay, no, save that one for the very end if you would, Yuki. Let's let Bruce end this with us.
Somehow this one also feels worse than anything on Ocean Vale.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
That one is on Ocean Vale. That one is also on Ocean Vale.
Oh,
I
is
have
it?
words to
Okay.
say about it.
That
I
must
have
be the
words.
that must be the uncensored version.
All right, so if we could next, could we get the BL one?
As you wish.
Yep, just because this is the least one to talk about for stuff.
Alright, so next up then is Perfect Addiction. Apologies again, this is not an official trailer. They don't appear to have released one. In fact, it was difficult to even find this in a sea of the live-action adaptation trailers.
Oh, you should have grabbed one of those.
Well, that's not what we're here to review.
Those are better to watch than this. This is barely animation. This is like animated comic panels.
Yep, I'm pretty sure they just used Live 2D, to be honest. But we'll see.
All right, let's
Here
go.
we go. But this 100% feels like they just rigged these up as Live 2D models.
It does. The animation, quote unquote, on that reminds me of like Way of the House Husband, but that was very intentional the way that they did it in that. But it felt like that non-intentionally.
Yeah, no, like this feels like a YouTube like small indie create YouTube series that like just did rigging, did the 2D, doesn't have money for full animation, but really wanted to do it. This is a BL love story. This is 2 guys that really like each other. I can't add too much more just because I as I was watching this, my eyes were drifting and I was just kind of zoning out with white noise just from how generic and basic this was. It's just one of those things like the billion-mile stare kind of kicks in and you're like, wait, that was an episode?
I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't even watch this, but I'm very, very inclined to put this in skip just based off of the animation style / quality alone.
Yeah, I really, I don't want to throw it in there right too bad because I feel like if this was a smaller studio, but this got 2 releases on 2 different platforms. So I feel like that might have to go in there for like, there was some stuff behind this, but goddamn, like don't do that style for this kind of series. Like you have to be really stylized if you want to do that 2D. What'd you call it again? What was it? It was
Live
called
2D?
again.
Live 2D is the
Live
same
2D.
application they use to make VTuber models.
Yeah, no, live 2D stuff. It's like if it's stylized or if it doesn't look directly like anime, I can give it a lot more pass. But when you're just doing anime in that style, it does not feel good. Like if for VTubers, we get away with that. Like we don't generally have big production. And if we do, it generally looks better than that shit. All right. let's get on to the porn.
All right, next up we have Ushiro no Shomen Kamui-san. Another non-official trailer here.
Okay, so that trailer is like once again, there's no official trailer for this, so I give it credit there. This is porn.
All right, but
Like-
how long does it take you to how many episodes does it take you to realize that it is though? That's the question.
Oh, there is straight fucking in episode 1.
Nice.
So the reason I was going to count this, and I'm counting the Ocean Vale stuff from the going on, is there is a specific type of hentai that we generally saw in the 90s and early 2000s that is 10% porn, and then the other 80% is actual story, and that's technically where this kind of comes in there.
It was like
I'm not
part
gonna-
of the OVA era of anime releases with, like, if we're gonna go direct to video anyway, we better at least put some nudity in it, right?
Hell, I wouldn't say well, this is straight. So the whole premise of this show is you follow an exorcist who exorcises ghosts by screwing them.
Ah.
So
I've
Hey,
it's
heard that
whatever
before.
works.
yeah, it's basically going through some like the greatest folktale hits of monsters and things, and it's like, hey, and sex bit. The interesting thing about this is the premise starts off like, okay, here's the monster, here's the setup, and exorcism, graphic scene, and then the second half of the anime is like the exorcised ghosts kind of in an afterlife bar talking about their lives and like everything else. And like the lore of said, it changes animation style even. It's like, yeah, no, all of our budget was in the first half. This is the we needed 30 minutes to fill out, and here's the other half of this. So have fun with that.
All our budget was in the porn portion.
Pretty much. Well, I love my. If we start this, my viewer count drops. You know what you're getting. Episode 1 on this one. Not gonna lie. If you want to see some, if you have Ocean Vale, well, you have it for probably one reason. This might be a fun show. I'm trying not to be incredibly graphic with this one, but yes, all of you gooters, here's the fuck the ghost ladies anime.
That's fair. The warnings for Chainsmoker Cat is like literally whatever you can think of.
Yeah,
Yes,
drug use, disgusting
use,
bodily
alcohol
functions,
use, yeah,
alcohol
bodily
use,
Yep.
obviously smoking,
Yep.
discrimination, racism.
Let's bring on to the politically charged cat girl anime show.
Yep. Play it.
Available on Netflix and Ocean Vale,
Yes.
apparently.
That's funny.
Yep.
It's on there. Yeah, it's on Netflix. That's where I watched it.
Yeah, Netflix and Ocean Vale.
Oh, Chainsmoker Cat. There is.
Yeah, go ahead. Actually,
I was say there is a time in my life where I probably would have liked the show to a degree. It's going to be a one seasoner, at least it should be, because I literally within the first half of the first episode, I was pretty over the bit already. Like I already understood what was going to be happening. Like I'm still tempted to say almost put it in must watch because everybody's going to anyway, or you will have seen clips from it. It would be like must watch, but for one episode and then stop, and you'll probably be fine. It's an interesting one. It's very purposely gross. It has surprisingly good animation. It's very purposely gross, and that's
It's reminiscent
kind
of a certain era of MTV in a sense.
yeah, it's like that.
Yep.
That was the whole gag that they leaned into. They were like, "We're just gonna make everybody gag." Is the thing. So they do just like a lot of the like very standard stuff, and yeah, it was literally just it's a gross anime that's there for the sake of being gross, almost to like try to turn the porn of like cat girls on its head. Not that you're ever going to. Or lean harder into it.
I don't know,
either way.
actually. Honestly, they managed
I
to
think
engineer
more
a
came
cat
out
girl
of it.
I'm not into, so.
It's true, and yet there is still so much porn of her out there already.
oh my god,
Yep.
we've had Warhammer crossovers with her and fucking major channels.
Yep.
I've had at least one person that like reach out to me and be like, I can fix her.
No, you can't, but she can make you both worse.
Exactly.
If that's what you're into, then sure. But yeah, it's definitely a show to me that where it's just like, so it's a one episode. You know what you're getting into, and it's also literally just like one where I was like, I'm very quickly over the bit. There's a time in my life I might have found it more humorous than I do now, but kind of right now, honestly, my favorite character might actually be the landlord.
Yeah,
My favorite character might honestly be him.
that's also kind of where I'm at with this show. It's if you've ever been at that lowest point in your life, like you're barely scraping by, you're in a shitbox apartment, it's fucking wrecked, and you're just struggling to survive. You feel with this show, and you hate every aspect of yourself feeling like that too, and you want out. You want out as fast as you fucking can.
Even as somebody who's never been there, been at that point, yeah, I still want out as fast as I can. Yeah, it's a
I
weird
watched
one.
episode 1 and cleaned my house afterwards.
You know what? Maybe that's the point of the show. Maybe they're like instilling that like fear in people again, so they get out and do that kind of stuff.
Well, let's. I should have checked on this one, but the production team on this is all AAA grade. They have basically come out and wanted to make a show that was like, this is the worst aspects of life. And not only is this the worst aspects of life, but people don't fall into this because they want to. This is, you get beaten down, you get pushed, you get caught up in a bad situation, and then you find yourself here. And then it's...
Yeah, I will give credit to the fact that they apparently, some of this is hearsay because I haven't gotten to part of this yet, but they do, like, for the landlord, they went into his backstory and how, like, how he, like, got traumatized and ended up where he is. But also, apparently, there are a lot of socioeconomic forces at work that are forcing these cat girls to live in, like, this really oppressed lifestyle.
There might be. I don't know about the rest of it, but I do know about the landlord thing. That happens in like episode 2, I think, or something. Like something about that happens. But yeah, it's really is just like one of those shows where it's just like, I get it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the animation and everything is very high quality for what the show is, which is just funny, but it's high
quality animation that's been weaponized against us as the viewer.
Yeah. That's it's one of those ones. I'm very worried at the end of this season of it. I'm gonna be so tired of watching it. I can feel it, honestly. I can feel it after 3 episodes. I was like, by the end of this, I'm gonna like be so over this.
Yeah, I very much was not sure if I could stick with it.
Yeah, that being said, the opening on this is an entire opening based around some of the most iconic scenes in media of people smoking.
Interesting.
Sounds right.
No, if you can look up a clip from this, like a comparison of what every scene comes from, it is one of the most outrageous collections and animations they've ever done for a series in anime.
Something else I have to harp on for a second, sorry, is I mean, obviously they're cat girls, but not all of them do it, but they lean into the saying "nya" at the end of every sentence, and just something about that irks me after a while. The longer I hear it, the more it like it just digs its way into my brain, and I just start to lose my mind.
I would,
you're maturing.
Yeah, I guess so. I've gone beyond that, but yeah, something about that. If you use that bit too often, I'm just like, oh my god, my brain is itchy.
Well, there's something interesting about that though, which is, for instance, the sister character who isn't living a crap life and like has her shit together doesn't do that, and they make note a couple times that they're actually like intentionally leaning into a stereotype that is like an anti-cat girl stereotype within the context of their own universe.
Yeah, she occasionally does it. There's like an episode where she does it, I think like twice. So it's something that she very rarely does, but it still comes out sometimes, which I'd be more fine with. fine.
Okay, now here's the thing. Do we want to do this as a one episode, or does this get into the must watch?
I can't in good conscience say
Uh-huh.
must watch. I'm saying one
Yeah.
episode. I just for the conscience. If you know anything, basically, here's what I would say. If you've seen any of the clips from this show, you know immediately what you're getting into. You don't even have to watch the show. If you've seen a clip of it, you pretty much know exactly what it's on about. So from there, you can make a determination. I don't think it's a must watch, but you'll very quickly know what you're getting into without even watching it.
I would say it's
Yep.
very notable, but in a notorious sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like everybody knows what this is, but not for the reason that you want people to know what something is for. Not for a that's really hype. It's more of like a ooh, that one, huh?
Yeah. All right, that is the final listings for what we'd recommend to watch on all of the, or how long it takes to get a feel for all of the new shows for Spring Anime 2026. Or sorry, summer.
Yeah, summer, not spring. God.
Yeah.
Did you accidentally end up with a second copy of Goodbye Laura down there?
I don't know how that happened.
I swear this never happens to me. I've never done this before.
There is one on the list. It's in 2 episodes
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yep. But
Okay.
all right, we will be posting all this to our social medias later. So Discord, Twitch, Bluesky, whatever the hell you're on. One of us is probably putting it on there. But who do we want to go and raid onto tonight, Yuki?
Let me see
Bye,
who
peoples.
I've got.
Because I really don't have anybody
Go to an
big.
ending soon screen here.
I need to get one of those back again.
Yeah, why don't you have one, huh? What'd you do, huh? Did you break it or something?
Right.
Huh?
I had to rebuild my PC, and that never just got added back in.
Oh. Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. There's this Agent Q guy streaming. We could read him.
Yeah, right now, dude. Right now. Who's that? Never heard of him.
No, I've got Arya on Edge that we could read.
Yep. Can you send me the name, please? And I will get that up. For everyone else tuning in, I will be back this Tuesday with more of Suikoden Tactics. I believe we're getting close to the end. I think we only have 1 or 2 more streams of that left, possibly.
Augers.
And then we'll be at the halfway point for our year of Suikoden once that's finished.
Let's go.
Which a little behind schedule on that one, but I
Yeah,
might
get it
be
caught up.
doing some extra streams for that.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Hope to see you all again next time on Yukikaze Gaming. I'm not sure when my next stream will be, to be honest. Might be a few days here, because tomorrow I've got some serious adulting, and possibly
Gross.
the next day as well.
Boo.
Yep. All right. Later, everybody.
Bye. Good night. Bye.
Martini!
Classic.
That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, or join me on Twitch or Twitter. Hope to see you next time on Yukikaze Gaming. Matane!